FDMG!
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am a certified school psychologist.
Hi, Dr. Umar. I'm so happy that you're my principal. I love FDMG. Can you tell me about the school?
We are going to make history. We are going to shock the world. We are going to transform the entire community, one black boy at a time. In this school, you don't have to worry about special education. In this school, you don't have to worry about ADHD diagnoses. In this school, you will never get a phone call from a teacher or an administrator telling you that your child needs dangerous psychiatric medication in order to get an education.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Quick That's Undefeated. As always, I appreciate y'all's presence. We got quite a bit to get through. We're going to try to get through this last video with Umar's baby mama Rant. Y'all ready? Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. I appreciate it. This is really this should be the grand finale for this baby mama rant. Remember, Umar did 2 videos. We covered the first one. We're about halfway through the second one. We want to get through the second one completely today. That's going to be the goal. That give us an opportunity to reset for tomorrow, which we'll get into the video where he's up there at FDMG. That's going to be the plan. I want to thank everyone so much. Like I said, last month was my second best month on YouTube. The prior month was probably my 6th best month, maybe 7th best month. And this month already is shaping out to look really, really good. So I want to thank everyone. I do not take any of you all for granted. The numbers are through the roof. The support, CashApp, PayPal, Super Chats, Super Stickers has just been wonderful. I really do appreciate it. The numbers have been wonderful too. You know, we're getting up to 1,000 again. We weren't doing those types of numbers since COVID. So I want to thank everyone. Everyone that's out the Cookie Crush chat. I really appreciate you all, and I really do mean that. I want to thank our mods for handling business up in here as well. And I hope that everyone continues to enjoy these live streams. I know I enjoy them. And the other thing I want to say before we get into this today, and there's a couple things I want to show you all though before we get into the actual video. I want to say that I'm hoping that Umar won't do any more videos where he's talking about his daughters, or his baby mamas. I'm hoping that he doesn't do that. I'm hoping that he moves on because it's been a total shit show and it doesn't reflect well on him at all. He doesn't realize it because he has no self-awareness, the narcissism, I'm hoping that he doesn't do it anymore. And I'm hoping that he goes back to scamming people and focusing on this FDMG school scam. Okay. By the way, this FDMG school scam, it's been going on for such a very long time. His followers don't even know that most of his followers don't know that he conceptualized FDMG in 2004. I can actually pull up the audio and play it for you all. He admits that. And then he stated that he began the process of building FDMG back in 2005. Well, that's 20 years ago. Okay. And then you guys know it could crush chats undefeated. In 2010, Umar states that the school is going to open September 11, 2013. This school is over 12 years late. It's almost 12 years late. He's 12 years delinquent, right? And then in April of 2014, it'll be 11 years in about a week. Umar starts raising money for the St. Paul school scam. Okay. And then he states that the school may open in 2014. He said it's going to open 2015, 16, 17, 18, 2019. He finally acquires his abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. Never provided any receipt on how much he purchased them for. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I say $400,000 based upon what information was sent to me, but it's not verified. But I give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, in 2016, he had already raised $1 million. And then 2019, he acquires his abandoned buildings. And here we are now 6 years later. Okay, he said the school's going to open 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then 2025. He said January of 2025. He said February of 2025. He said August 21st of 2025. He's also said September of 2025. But if you guys go over to Umar Johnson's Instagram page, you look at his calendar, it doesn't say anything about FDMG opening. In fact, the last time I checked, it doesn't say anything about Umar throwing another block party. There's no date up there for the block party. Remember, he was talking about they're going to throw a block party this year. I mean, he says he's going to do all kinds of stuff. A lot of it just head movies, but his followers, when they hear this, it's a cult dynamic here. And I'm not here to belittle cult members or to shame you, but you need to start thinking critically, because you get excited every single time Umar says he's going to do something, but 99.9% of the time, let me 99.5% of the time, he doesn't do what he says he's going to do, including a block party. It's not even on the calendar, including that the school is going to open September of 2025. It's not even on his calendar. So what does that tell you? See? He's lied so many times about the school opening. He's lied so many times about having a block party. Why do people continue to believe this guy? You see? Real quick, the other thing I thought about was that let's say that somehow Umar, he is planning on opening September of 2025. We're in April. May, June, July, August, September. He's going to do this all in 5 months. He's going to finish with renovations, even though he said renovations were done in 2023. He's going to apply for the certificate of occupancy. He's going to pass all inspections. Look at this: May, June, July, August, September. In 5 months, May, June, July, August, September. In 5 months. Also, he's going to put together a board of directors. He's going to put together teachers. Okay, that means he has to hire them and screen them and have job positions. He has to come up with a curriculum. He also has to put together a budget and have money to run the school. He also has to have all these children enroll, and they have to be able to pay $500 a month. This is all going to take place within the next 5 months. Meanwhile, Umar's traveling all over the world. He's at his mama closet right now, but he's been traveling all over the world. What else needs to take place in order for this school to open? He's going to have to come up with a lunch plan, to have lunch. Okay, there is no cafeteria inside of that small building, the smaller, what he calls a small school, and there's not one inside of the that gym either. He has to clear out the gym if he's going to use the gym. What else? What else is he going to need to do over the next 5 months to get this school up and running? He's going to have to furnish everything. He has to get IT infrastructure. There's no IT infrastructure. See? He has to get everything furnished. Where's he going to come up with the money to get all this furnished? In 5 months, he has to get counselors. He's got to get lawyers. He's got to get all different types of insurances. He has to get the school buses, because he said I can't remember how many bus stops in different states. He has to get bus drivers. He has to come up with operational expenses, which will be, based upon what he stated, it has to be somewhere around $4 million, maybe $3.5 million a year. But Umar stated after 11 years, he hasn't even raised $1 million. So in 5 months, and there's so many other things I haven't even scratched the surface on. Let me just look in the chat room real quick. Okay, if you guys, what else does he need in order to get? What's up, D. Will? Yeah, it's impossible, but he's thrown that out there. And he lies over and over again. His followers believe it every single time. It's incredible. He ain't doing nothing but collecting money. But why we do this every day? Because the people like to come, and we have a wonderful time, and the numbers are there. See, it's called supply and demand. I look at it as a business. There's a demand, so I supply. It's really that simple. Okay, and then also people are informed about Umar. Okay. Thank you so much, Zero Approval Gambit. I appreciate it. Yeah, what I'm saying is that there, if you guys go look on his calendar on his Instagram page, it doesn't show the block party up there as an upcoming event. Let me go look again. Because what he posted yesterday, I looked at the calendar and it didn't show any update on terms of when the school was going to open, and it didn't show anything about. Well, that one doesn't have this calendar. Let me see. Here it is, right here. Okay, let me look. It didn't say anything about another block party. Let's see. Detroit. Okay, so Jennifer August. He has Honorable Marcus Garvey solar return. And only thing he has for September is the 15th anniversary Chicago debut. It doesn't say anything about a block party. It doesn't say anything about a grand opening. Las Vegas the following month. His schedule is really, really light. 14th annual, and that's why y'all will see him inside his mama closet more and more if he continues a live stream, because they're not going to provide him with a hotel motel. 14th anniversary Harlem debut. That's not even an event. That's just he's saying, oh, this was 14 years ago. I was in Harlem. He's just throwing any shit up there. And then let's see. In November he has Jason's wedding. Just and that's it. That's all he has for the rest of the year. It doesn't say anything about a grand opening. It doesn't say anything about here. I'll show it to you all. It doesn't say anything about a block party. There you go. Here's a screen share. Oh, won't let me do it. Oh, here we go. See that this is his calendar right here. See, he doesn't have much here. Something in New Jersey this month. These question marks, these aren't even confirmed, so we can skip over those. He has what, 2 more events this month confirmed, allegedly. He lives in Philadelphia with his mama, so that don't count either. But the point is that his schedule is very, very light. That's why you see him inside of the mama closet, because doesn't have a venue that's going to fly him out and give him a hotel motel room. He only has 2 events in May, and that's towards the end of May. He has, let's see, 1 event, 2. Well, no, okay. Well, he says it's the keynote, so there's 2 events. Yeah. And look what this clown put on here. Evil vegan child support increase. Can you believe this guy? Did y'all see that? Look, evil vegan child support increase. He has that on his schedule. He's such a goofy. Umar, he has 2 events that month, but then he has to put on his schedule is real. It's looking very suspect right now. Very suspect. Evil vegan child support increase. So evidently she won. That's why he's been so mad. I told y'all. I should go look up his doc and see if there's a new entry in there. Evil vegan child support increase. Okay. And then the next month, Ethiopian Food World Festival. He's going to be over in Africa, I would assume. Twice. And then he has Miami Gardens on the 26th. He's going to go from Nigeria to Miami Gardens, Florida, and over 3 days. And what he got this all screwed up. Then he's going to be back in Angola 3 days before Miami Gardens. Whatever, Umar. He's just throwing shit up here. But if you look on here, you don't see anything that says the grand opening of FDMG was supposed to be taking place September. He's also said August 21st of 2025. And you don't see anything that says the block party. See? Yeah, Umar, he's something else. I mean, he lies about his speaking engagements. A lot of times what he puts up there, they're not even any events. You don't see any videos pop up or anything like that, any flyers. He just puts them up there because he wants the people to think that he's the most requested. But his schedule is extremely light. But that's what he gets for scamming Black people for all these years. All right. Really though says Lenon always talking about you're a scammer. I don't care about them other girls. Just tune day to me. Oh. Okay. I don't care about them other girls. Okay. Thanks, really though, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And I wanted to real quick. I wanted to read 2 comments, and then I want to show you guys 2 pictures, and then we'll get to the video for today. That's going to be what we're going to do for this during this live stream. I'm going to try to get this all done in 2.5 hours, and that way hopefully we can get finished with this video. That way we can get reset for tomorrow, and we can focus specifically on Umar's, I guess you can say his update. Okay, his update at FDMG. I want to, and thanks, really though, for I just want to read 2 comments for you guys. Okay, here's the first one. You will never get a call from a teacher because there ain't none. So in that video that we saw with Umar, it's a cartoon, and you hear Umar saying, you'll never get a call from a teacher, blah, blah, blah. Well, there are no teachers. There's no staff. There's no faculty. And like I said, Umar, he's claiming that he's going to get all of this stuff done within the next 5 months. I didn't even get to look to see if anyone came up with any other thing, anything else. What else would he need to get done over the next 5 months? Well, no, the FDMG River, that's not going to happen. We're not considering that right there, because that's a multiple billions of dollars to get all that done. So we just talking about up there at FDMG. How's it going, money be? We're just talking specifically up there at FDMG in Wilmington, Delaware. What else would he he has to get? Yeah. He has to get. No, we're not counting the helicopters when he said he was going to do helicopters. Yeah, he needs to get a food program and needs to put together a budget. Okay. Yeah, there has to be insurances. There's all types of insurance you have to have for school. I did research into that years ago. He would have to organize emergency plans for fires or tragedies. Absolutely. He has to organize all of that. He has to have a team. He has no team. What's up, Seth? Thanks for tuning on in. He needs to grow the FDMG garden. No, we're not counting the garden, Alan. We're not going to count the garden. Transportation, honeypot. Yeah, he definitely has to have transportation. He has to get security, which he does not have. And again, thanks again, really dope for the super chat. I appreciate it. Transportation. What else? I'm just looking through here real quick. Yeah. Okay. Let me scroll back down to the bottom here. Yeah, he has to get the HVAC working. What's up, Brian? He has to get the HVAC working. He has to get the HVAC inspected. We have to assume that he still has electrical work that needs to be done because there's exposed wires all over the place. He has to get flooring done. He has to get tiles put up on the ceiling, which I don't understand why he hasn't done that quite yet. Yeah, he has to get electrical. Yeah, water. I'm sure there's still work that needs to be done with dealing with the water. School uniforms. Absolutely. Yeah, school uniforms. That's a good one. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that one, Erica. Fix the HVAC completely. Umar has 3 children, but he don't take care of none of his kids. Yeah, uniforms. What else? Furnishings that's gonna be millions of dollars in and of itself. He has to get everything furnished. Yeah, curriculum. Yeah, I said he had mold remediation needs to take place. Yeah, he has to get proper doors. Absolutely. The teachers. The list goes on and on and on. He needs to paint in certain areas for sure. Teachers. What's up, X Friedman? Plumbing has to make sure that that's all good. Thank you so much for being here, Paradise. Chairs and seats for the laboratories. Yeah, Ari, absolutely. He got to get a toilet contractor in there. Here we go with the contractors. He needs computers for the classrooms. He needs to have Chromebooks for the children. Again, like I said, he has to have IT infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, I know HVAC is still going. Yeah, benefit package for the staff, faculty and staff. Okay, 401k plan, health insurance, dental, vision. What is the other one? When you have to take time off from work, but you can still get paid like a percentage of what your pay is. I this is lost it's out of my mind. But all that stuff, he has to get all that stuff in order. He has to actually get payroll together, and he has to have an accountant, and he has to have the software. What about all the software that he's going to need? He has to have IT infrastructure, but he also has to hire someone to manage all that, and emails have to be set up for all of the children, faculty and staff, so forth and so on. Is he going to have a wide area network, local area network? He's going to be using VPNs. Right? Who's going to manage all that in 5 months? Okay. We're talking about millions of dollars too, by the way, in 5 months. What else? Anything else? Yeah, the granting orders, they don't count. Yeah, he has to have custodians. Yeah. When someone said, I'm in HVAC, he can't do it. Yeah, he can't do it. It's impossible. He's been talking about that for a long time. Yeah. Computers, security, the list goes on. Insurance benefits for staff. Yeah. External water for kids, internal water supply is not consumable. Yeah. There's no way. School lunches. Yeah. Roofing, code enforcement, lunch for students, IT, school supplies. He needs potential students, floors and doors. He has to buy a car so he can, be using rental cars or catching Uber to school. Yeah, the gym floor. We ain't even talking about the gym floor. That's a whole nother thing. Administrative staff. Yeah. Ceilings, desk computers, accreditation. Well, he doesn't plan on it being accredited. He already stated that a couple of years ago that the school would not be accredited. He has a hell of a STEM team. Yeah, it's impossible. He ain't gonna get it done. There's no wheelchair ramps. Yeah. He always needs money, James. That's his problem. Architects for the drywall. Yeah, he said he needed the architect for the drywall repair. Yeah. Toxic waste. Yeah, desk maintenance staff. Fix the gym floors. He need a proper gym. Taxes paid up to date. I think the taxes are paid up to date. I need to go take a look at it again. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I think he did get the taxes taken care of. The black mold inside of the gym. Come on now, Scott. Right. Yeah, bereavement, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like if you get in an accident or you're injured or something like that. That's all. I just can't come up with inside my mind. Yeah, landscaping. Yep, transportation. The list goes on and on. We can be here for months. A direct number to the school that's not his personal cell phone. Yeah, how about a website for the school? See, all this is going to be done. Yeah, 6 days PTO. Yep, FMLA. Yep. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. He probably don't know what that is. Well, he's not using anything from the government, so he's not going to do that. There's a lot of moving parts at Avis. Many, more than I think what Umar realizes, and that's what I'm saying. He has to get hand soap for the bathroom. Leave of absence. There you go, Fairchild. Yeah, leave of absence. Yep. Yeah, pest control. A school. In-school nurse. Yep, absolutely. Lawyers. Yeah, how's it going, BB? Thanks for tuning on in. Someone said Affleck. X Freeman, you crazy. Yeah, he need to get Affleck. He need front office staff. There we go. Short-term disability and long-term disability. Yeah, I'm paying the short-term disability. That's what I'm paying to, because I can't be missing no work anytime. Security. Listen, Louis Vuitton, it would be Louis Vuitton says, this is all fake news. Umar is a solid brother. Okay. Cafeteria staff. Yeah. Toiletries for every bathroom. At least $3 million. I mean, I can pull up the budget for the Moyer Academy, but that's an antiquated budget. That doesn't include all the stuff that Umar says he's going to do. At least $3 million. Union. Yeah. A sexy office, like he said. Okay. We can go on and on, but you guys see what I'm saying? Umar, he's speaking as if all this is going to be done within the next 5 months. Impossible. I'll dare say that he wouldn't even be able to get all the HVAC up to code within the next 5 months. I'll dare say that. See? Okay, let's get into this. Also, Queen Tanika says, hey, Kickoff, keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much, Queen Tanika. Thanks for being here as well. And I appreciate the super chat. Okay. Tori also says, I have a suggestion for a new song. Load that Good For You clip into AI and make a new song. The video can feature him juggling watermelons and in a wrestling ring. I can write a song Good For You. I could, based on what that lady says, good for you. It would be a funny type of a song. I got other stuff I'm working on too. I don't want to say anything, but I could do a song on that. And if you guys don't know, there's a video, we covered it maybe about a month ago, where Umar, he's inside of a hotel or motel room, and something's wrong. Sometimes he's really, really off, and he's definitely off because he has this little small watermelon, and he's just playing with it. He's juggling, he's twirling it around and stuff like that. Just weird behavior, very weird behavior. The optics doesn't look good at all because ultimately he's turned into a minstrel show. That's the thing about Umar. That I've seen over the years is that at this point he's just a minstrel show. There's no substance there. He acts a fool. I think sometimes, Tori, he does it on purpose. It's his shenanigans. There's a word for that too. I always forget it. It's a psychological term. It's like theatrics. He's always doing these theatrics. It's about getting attention. Histrionics. Y'all can look it up. Look up histrionics. But then I also think, Tori, that there are times where Umar doesn't mean to do that, and that's when he's in that histrionics mode in particular, because he does it sometimes on purpose. But there are times, and I think when he was juggling the watermelon, I don't think he was doing that on purpose. I just think that he was just, he was dealing with some mental stuff at that time, and the histrionics kicked in, and he's literally juggling and playing around with this watermelon. The optics doesn't look good at all. Side of a hotel motel. But that's Umar. The longer Umar continues with this school scam and lives the type of self-destructive lifestyle he's lived, the worse this has gotten over the years. And at this point, these rants against his baby mamas, I think that this is the apex of it. You don't get much lower than that. And then lying on them and all that stuff, I don't think you get much lower than that. At least I can't see him getting any lower than that. Okay, anyone in Cook for said, you think okay, what would that be for you? What would you think? For him to be online shaming his own daughter, that he's been a deadbeat, he's been absent in her life, shaming his two baby mamas that he hasn't supported like he should. He's been in and out of child support. They're calling him in because he has bench warrants. He is not paying his child support on time. The baby mama's trying to get money for these children. And now he's online disparaging them, making up all these crazy stories. I don't know if he can get much worse than that. I really don't think so. Again, I think he's if he's not at rock bottom now, he's close to it. See, but that juggling the watermelons, that right there, that was totally ridiculous. He's turned himself into a minstrel show. Thanks, Tori, for the super chat. Okay, I want to do three things. I want to show you guys two pictures real quick. And then I want to show you guys a quick video. Okay, so this is the first picture I want to show you all. This is Umar's Instagram. I was looking to see what he had on his schedule. Okay, this is from 2016, December 22nd, 2016. And this is where Umar stated that first he said, we're almost at 1 million. Then he says, we need another 1 million. Then he says, we almost at 1 million. I just say he's at 1 million at this point. He stated, Dr. Papa really likes this Baltimore school. It's in good condition: stage, gym, kitchen, daycare area, office space, large parking lot, plenty of classrooms, but they want 1.9 million. We will be able to do about 1 million shortly. That's in 2016. Okay? I just wanted people to be clear about this in the Umar Johnson timeline. It could be stated that by 2017, Umar was already at $1 million. Okay, even though in 2025, he's saying that he hasn't raised $1 million yet. Okay. And then I want to show you guys something else, because it just goes to show you the depths that Umar Johnson has gone to try to get money out of people. And a lot of people haven't seen this picture right here. If you've seen it, hit the one, but a lot of people haven't seen this. He's selling pillows in the parking lot. Okay. The return of the FDMG pillows this spring, restoration funds donation, that would be the renovation fund donations. FDMG PO Box 9634. This is his PO Box in Wilmington, Delaware. He had one in Philadelphia. But the state of Pennsylvania issued a cease and desist and shut him down. See, okay, some of y'all seen this. Yeah. I mean, this just goes to show you, you're not going to open up a school by selling pillows inside of outside, in a parking lot. You're not going to finance a school. You're not going to be able to pay faculty and staff. You're not going to develop operating costs. You're not even going to be able to get enough money to do renovations or restorations while you're selling pillows inside of a parking lot. But again, it's not about getting the job done dealing with these fake schools. It's simply about getting money however he can. And he's been doing this for over a decade now. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a swap meet style. Yeah. He doesn't have any literacy when it comes to computers or any technology or anything like that. It's a pillow. It's ridiculous. And the irony is that these are pillows for a school that did not even exist then. And here we are all these years later in 2025, and these schools, they still don't exist. See that? All right. Okay. I just want to pull those two things up just as a reminder, like a refresher of how ridiculous this has gotten. And then I like to just play like maybe 2 minutes of this video, because I want to try to get through all of it today and maybe tomorrow when we cover Umar's update video for FDMG.
Everybody in here is chill.
Let me skip through because we've watched some of this already.
That it's all about love.
then I challenge anybody in here to show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man.
This is from 2013, by the way. A lot of what he talks about in this video is about raising children, and he was a deadbeat back then in 2013. He's a deadbeat in 2025.
I ain't seen one yet. Neither have you. In every arrangement, the white woman gains and the black man loses. Well, actually, he gains too because he gains honorary status in the white race. No, I didn't say go out here and start picking with brothers who got white wives. I know men who are married to white women. We still got to keep it respectful. But
Lenon, I want some FDMG pillows for Christmas. No, for real though, if I could order them and it wasn't through Umar, I would order one just to keep, and I'll put it up here. I'll set it back here. But I wouldn't order from him because I ain't gonna give him none of my money. That ain't gonna happen. But if someone else was selling FDMG pillows like on Etsy or something, I will buy one. Then we do a raffle on here to see who gets it. One of you guys, Sal, you may get the FDMG pillow. What you gonna do? I remember he actually posted. He was talking about how you can put these inside of your professional office and blah blah blah. And I said, this guy, he's nuts. It's so ridiculous. Who comes up with that idea anyway? And it looks horrible. You look at it, they're not professionally made. Like if someone looked like a child cut out some little an F, a G, an MG with some fabric, some yellow fabric, and just put it on a pillow. That's what it looked like. Yeah, he was selling pillows. He sold a lot of different things over the years, but pillows, that was one of the worst things. Thanks Al for the soup chat. No, for real though, if I can get a hold of one without paying him, I would. I'll send it to you, Sal. Okay, let me just play like 2 minutes of this and then we'll get into the main video. Here we go.
When it's time for the political discussion, I let him have it. Outside of that, I speak to his wife, speak to his kids, we keep on going. But I give him that look too, like this some effed up stuff right here. Okay? And she not even cute.
Here you go.
Now, one thing about the statistics that you got to be careful of is most of the statistics only keep a record of black men who who cohabitate or are married to the mothers. If you are a father who don't live in the house with the children, a lot of statistical analyses will write you off as not being involved because you're not in the house. So we have to make sure we account for all the black men who don't live with their children, but are so involved that you wouldn't know it. Are y'all following me? These are the ones when they tell the teacher, well, I actually live in a different home. They're like, teacher, I never knew that. You see, that's the mark of the good father. When people don't know, you don't even live there because they always see in your face.
Yeah, they may. Big Blue Sky says, hey, Lynn, do you think that the IRS is already building a case against Umar, or are they still unaware? No, I'm sure they probably were, because remember, he had already got his tax exempt status revoked before. So they already know that. This most recent iteration, we're talking 2020, but I don't think it went into effect until 2021. But there's been years since he's gotten tax exempt status for a second time, where he's reporting to the IRS that he hasn't collected any money. I'll cover all that inside the documentary. So I'm sure they're aware of it. It's just that there's a lot of people who the IRS, there's no way that they can deal with everyone who's out here scamming, who's out here not paying taxes or misrepresenting their taxes. They can't get them. Well, there's no way. They don't have the manpower to be able to cover everyone that's involved in that type of behavior. But I'm sure that Umar has been red flagged because he already had his tax exempt status revoked before. For what I'm going to assume was because he wasn't filing the proper paperwork with the IRS every single year. And if you don't do it for 3 successive years, you get it revoked. But the thing is that in the timeline, his revocation actually takes place before the 3-year window. So there may have been other things that were taking place that we just simply don't know about that caused him to revoke his nonprofit status. But I think that they're aware. Matter of fact, I'm sure that they are. I'm sure they're aware. Okay, let me just play a little bit more of this. Here we go.
Now, fathers, make sure that the custodial parent, the mom, the grandma, doesn't turn you into a police officer only for your children. Some of us are destroying the relationships with our children because we allow the custodial parent to only call on us for police reasons. Are y'all following me? He's hanging with gangs. He's sneaking girls in the house. He's not going to school. Teachers are, If you don't have a relationship with your son, you don't have grounds to discipline. Discipline must.
Yeah, but look who's talking. But this also applies to Umar's dad too. See, he didn't have a relationship with Umar, but he tries to get on to criticize Umar, which is a form of discipline. Interesting that Umar is saying this. Yeah, Kev, it's self-projecting. Black Anonymous, shout out to Black Anonymous, says, LenonHonor, you would need a pillow that says FDMG and one that says FMDG. Yeah, there were pillows that were made that said, I think it said FMDG or FGMD or something like that. I should find those. And we were cracking up when we first saw it. It's online. You can find it online. I'm going to look for it real quick. But yeah, I remember those ones too. Anyone remember that, hit the one. Here we go. And shout out to Black Anonymous.
Be done with love, or it's not discipline, it's abuse. And that goes for the ladies too. If you are non-custodial and that parent says, look, you need to come and get him because you're the mom and she's a girl, or you're the dad and he's a boy, you have to politely tell them, I need to get to that point. Me and my son just hooked back up. I cannot risk destroying this relationship so you can have law and order in your house. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you never kept me out in the first place, we wouldn't be going through this. So I don't like what he's doing to you. Even if I do, I'm not going to tell her. I don't like what he's doing to you. But I got to build the relationship first. The worst thing I could do as a therapist is come in and go right to a child's problem. You never do that. Well, I saw him, playing with his ding-ding at night. I sit down with her son. I'm not going to talk about that. That boy don't know me. Hey, why you playing with your meat, son?
What the fuck? This guy. That's the first thing that comes to his mind. Yeah, I have that. I have it. I don't know. I have no idea. How's it going, Bree? And TW? Yeah, Carlita. Yeah, he's a straight up weirdo. I don't know, Craig. It's just weird. All of it's just weirdo behavior. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where his mind goes to. And he's supposed to, didn't he say he's a therapist? He's never been a therapist, never certified as a therapist, never been a therapist, none of that stuff. School psychologist, not a therapist. You guys can look it up. I already done the research on it. Yeah, Joshua, but that's where his mind goes. Just like when he said the little girls had rotten cookies. Or when he was in them college tours, when he was being a pervert and filming the little girl's body parts on his phone. And then one time, a little boy was sitting next to him to a table. He put his cell phone under the table into the little boy's crotch area so that it gets recorded. I can't even show that shit. See? We're not even mentioning when Umar was talking about how he was going to cuddle with the boys at the school. Or when he said that he can't wait to have the boys sleep over at FDMG so that he can lock the doors, turn off the lights, and play capture the flag. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah, he's sick. Can't believe this guy. Yeah, something wrong with him.
Problem. You never do that. Well, I saw him, playing with his ding-ding at night. I sit down with her son. I'm not going to talk about that. That boy don't know me. Hey, why you playing with your meat, son?
Why are they laughing at this shit? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there for now. We'll come back to this. Here's the FDMG pillow. Let's just lighten it up a little bit because this guy, he's sick. Here are the FDMG pillows. Y'all see something wrong with these right here? This was from November 24, 2017. Don't worry, I got all the receipts. Y'all remember this one? Y'all see what the issue is? You got two pillows. Get your FDMG pillow today. Yeah. What's up, India? What's up, Indigo Goddess? You see this fool? What's up, Mike? 78 Vets in the building too. Add Avis. Yeah, this is Umar. It's sports. What's up for sports? But FMDG. He's trying to sell these shits. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. And look at the embroidery. Those, I mean, nothing straight. I mean, one of these, the M, one of the M's, it's all crooked, you know, towards the bottom right side. You see that? The one of the F, the top line of the F is way bigger than the bottom one on one of the, you know. But F M D G, and Umar posted this foolishness. Yeah. 8 years later, quality hasn't improved. What's up, Denver? All right, let's get to the main video. We got to try to see if we can finish this up today. Thank you guys again for tuning on in. I want to try to get this done within the next hour in 20 minutes. Okay. If you guys haven't hit the poll yet, go on and get your vote in. The question is, what is the biggest lie that Umar has told about his baby mama or mamas? 32% say they wanted Umar to marry them. 38% said kept him away from his daughters. 20% said tried to trap him in love triangle. 11% said she gave up raising his daughters. And Umar did say that about his first baby mama, that she gave up on raising the first. Yeah, I don't think it was his first daughter. But that's crazy because she raised the daughter throughout the daughter's life. Umar was the one that was absent. See, that's what you call gaslighting. See, Umar does that a lot. Okay. So make sure you get your vote in, and let me just check the likes. We want to get to 500. That's our goal for each one of these live streams. When we get to we're at 200. When we get to 500, I'll play California. Umar singing California Love. We got about 800 people in the building so far. Okay, so let's try to see if we can get those likes up. I'd appreciate it. Really though says it's a manifest pillow for FDMG frauds, dashikis, money, and girls. Shango hashtag Shango love, hashtag Tuesday love, GHGH. Let me show you this one more time. Here it is. Let me show you this one more time. And there's other ones that you can find online. If you guys go into Google and you type in FDMG pillows and then click on images, you'll see different ones pop up. But these ones right here, again, I showed pictures of Umar when he was trying to sell these inside of a parking lot. And he posted this particular meme or image or picture in 2017. Okay, this is before he even acquired these abandoned buildings. I want people to think about this. This is before he even acquired these abandoned buildings. And he's trying to sell pillows for a school that doesn't exist. And this is in 2017. Here we are now in 2025. Almost 8 years later, and there's still no FDMG. So what's the point in selling these pillows? See, it's nuts. Okay, thank you, really dope, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, we got to get going here. Let's pick up where we left off yesterday. I think we're at like maybe the 45-minute mark. I think. Let's see. Let me check.
Every day to be with my child. I go over there one day because she wouldn't let me take my daughter alone. She said she was too young. Bull crap. I had baby Smurf as an infant. She's not too young. You just ain't want me to take her at all because you a control freak with daddy issues. I understand.
Okay, that's Umar projecting right there. He's the control freak with serious daddy issues. We covered it in the previous video because he did two back to back. This is the second video where he curses his father and he went nuts. He was yelling and screaming and shaking. He went crazy.
You are leading this woman on into thinking you're going to marry her. And you know you're not going to marry her because you know she only got pregnant to get even with the ex-husband who she's still in love with. So you know you're not going to marry her. That's the story he was telling.
Ridiculous. And thanks again.
I wanted to go to Disneyland, y'all, but I couldn't. I told her I can't. She kept asking me. She kept asking me. She kept asking me. And I told her. I didn't slander nobody. I'm telling the truth, so I'm blocking you. I didn't slander nobody. I'm telling the truth.
No, you're not, Umar.
And I didn't go to Disneyland. And don't get me wrong, she allowed me to visit my daughter at the grandmom house. There was no visitation order. There was no supervised visitation. I never had that for any child.
He mad because that's what I mean. No, you had supervised visitation, Umar. That's why you could not see the child by yourself. Cut it out.
You struggle streamers need to shut up. Nobody had no damn supervised visitation. So I would go over there.
Yeah, good point. If sitting on the grandmama's couch wasn't court ordered, why didn't Umar take her to court? Okay.
And then when my baby started
preschool at the white Quaker school. I went to the meetings. When she started kindergarten, I went there. She said to teach in first grade, I think, too. She said that they thought that my daughter had a speech problem. I said, if she got a speech problem, we're going to get a private speech eval, and I'm going to pay for speech out of my pocket. So I was involved with the Princess of Pan Africanism until about 6 or 7, in very limited fashion, though. She's 13 now. So for 6 years, she has not seen her father. And I want to say this to y'all.
That's crazy.
And it does me no honor to say this.
Real quick, I want y'all to think about that. Umar's admitting that his child hasn't seen him in 6 years, and she lives in Philadelphia. Umar can travel all over the world, but he can't go see his child. No one's stopping him. He's a deadbeat. Real talk.
It does me no honor to say this, but I have to say this. I'm not sure if my daughter knows that Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade is her biological father. I am not sure if my daughter knows that Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade.
See, he's going to spin this. This is where he left off yesterday. I already know what he's going to do because I know how Umar is. He's going to try to spin this into this narrative that the evil vegan, the second baby mama, is so evil that she doesn't even let his daughter know who he is. And y'all know these kids be on social media. Cut it out, Umar. They stay on their phones. I don't get that, because when we was kids, we'd be outside. We'd be outside riding bikes or playing football in the street or in the canyons. If, when we lived with some places we lived, there was a canyon, back in the day, we just walking through the canyon, with a stick looking for lizards and shit. Remember kids back in the day, we go outside. These kids these days, they be on social media. They be at school on social media. And Umar, you're a super duper struggle streaming in your mama closet, and all you do is run your mouth on social media. You mean to tell me she ain't gonna know that? But he's gonna try to spin this as if the evil vegan is up to something. Watch. I could be wrong, but that's what I think he's trying to do.
Oguntade is her biological father. I am not sure, and I feel embarrassed to say it, but it was out of my hands. I am not sure if my 13-year-old princess knows if Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade is her biological father. And the reason I'm not sure, unlike Baby Smurf spent more time with me than her mother her first 6 years. Baby Smurf spent more time with me than her mother her first. So Baby Smurf have to know me. Baby Smurf but my princess, she was only in my house one night, and she was an infant. Yes, I was around for kindergarten. I was around for preschool. I think I was around for first grade.
He says, I think.
But that don't mean she know I was her father per se, because if your mother keeps you from your father that much, did she tell my daughter that her ex-husband was her father?
Didn't I just tell y'all, hit the one? I need my credit. See, I don't mean to be like that, but damn. I just told y'all that's what you're going to do. Then I just tell you, hit the one. It don't even make sense. I just told you, I said that's exactly, and here, just like I said, here we go. Yeah, Umar showed up twice, and he wants credit for being a president. What's up, real man? 100% real man. I just told y'all, D-Daz on. Shout out D-Daz on. I've never seen Umar doing any activities with children. The block party didn't even have children activities. No, I think they did have children activities, but Umar wasn't a part of that. It was like off into the side of over by this fence by the park, but he didn't have nothing to do with that. Yeah, that block, listen, real talk, Bridget, that block party wasn't for children. That block party was for old black people. I can pull up and show y'all. Don't make me do it. That was for old black people. That's why they was up there doing electric slide and shit. That's not what these kids be doing in 2020. What was that, 2022, 2021? These kids ain't doing electric slide. That's old people shit. I can pull up and show you. Don't make me do it. Yeah, he's tripping. All right, thank you for the credit, because I told y'all, I know how this guy is, and he lies so much that he was trying to spin this in such a way to where it's the evil vegan's fault because he's the person who's being persecuted. How's it going, Virgo child? He's the one that's being mistreated by these evil baby mamas and blah blah blah. He's the victim. Yeah, it was on a side field. Yeah, it was. But I can pull it up and show y'all. We can just look at the video footage. We can look at the video footage and see that there were children there, but that event wasn't specific for children. That was for old black people. It was a kicking spot. Let him pull up on her. I can pull it up, but we got to get going here. Yeah, eighth of a jar was definitely not for the kids. Okay, yeah, that's what he said. He called her evil vegan. And let me show you what he posted, Virgo. Let me show you what he posted on his Instagram page. This is in advance of him actually doing these nut videos. He's such a nut job. He really is. This is what he posted right here. Because remember, he did one to talk about the first baby mama, and then he does the second one to talk about the second baby mama. And this is what he posted right here. It is Prince of Pan Africanism, the evil vegan. So he's promoting this. Baby Mama Trauma Part 2, Sunday, March 30th. And then he just says Eastern. I don't know why I don't know whether he didn't put no time on it. It don't make no sense. Maybe just meant March 30th on the East Coast. I guess that's what he's saying. But who does this? This is what he posted. Yeah, he's something else. Oh, let's keep going. Here we go.
She tell my daughter that some other man was her father, and if the evil vegan,
he's so sassy,
has told my daughter that I am her father. If the evil vegan has told my daughter that I am her father, what excuse does she give her for why she doesn't see me? Now, Mama Smurf told Baby Smurf a lie that I assaulted her. She ain't got no police report. She ain't got no restraining order. She ain't got no arrest record. She lied. So Mama Smurf lied and told Baby Smurf I put hands on her. God,
I believe that he did. Okay, that's my belief.
As my witness, I never hurt a woman in my life. Ancestors is my witness. I never hit a woman in my life. Mama Smurf.
Yeah, I think so. At the very least, a restraining order. At the very least, but yeah, I think so because he's telling all their personal business, including health related stuff. Talking about how they had a C-section and all this other stuff he was saying. Yeah,
Smurf lied to Baby Smurf, but it was a good lie because that's enough for the child to stop asking questions. My father beat my mom. I understand. So what is the evil vegan telling my daughter? What reason is she giving my daughter for why she hasn't seen me? I would love to know this. What do y'all think? What excuse do y'all think?
He's so sassy.
What excuse do y'all think the evil vegan is giving my daughter for why she does not see me? It ain't bad for my brain. I don't have a brain, sister. I'm a Pan Africanist. I'm not a struggle streamer. I'm a Pan Africanist.
You struggle streaming in your mama closet right now. What you talking about, Umar? Here go. Let me show you all this right quick. Here's the block parties. Okay, I'll mute the music. But you see this? This is for old black people. This ain't for kids. He didn't want to dance with this lady, but she was getting it in. I ain't gonna lie. She get it in too. See, this is old black people. This wasn't for no kids. I got so many of these. I think this right here is the 8th of the jar video. Yeah, I think this is the 8th of a jar. Let me see. Yeah. This is just old black people. Even the music, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, but I don't want to say there ain't nothing wrong with it, but so Auntie Pearl getting it in. Child. Oh, honey. Don't y'all get me going on that again. Please don't do that to me. Boy, y'all crazy. Let me see here real quick. These nuts. What's up? These nuts says, "What's stupid is he keeps what's stupid is he keeps bringing up the past instead of repairing the current relationship with his kid. He's like old hustlers washed up now telling stories." Yeah, but that's what I mean. Umar, you know, the truth is, this is a good point. These nuts. Umar he's stuck in the past. He is. Even how he dresses. You know, he'll wear a dashiki, but really, when he dresses, it's like from the mid '90s. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all remember that back then? That's how Umar dresses to this day. If he and dashikis, that's to put on airs, but I'm talking about when Umar dresses, like how he regularly dressed. He dressed like from the '90s and shit. He really does. He's stuck in the past. He's not only stuck in the past. Even when we talk about technology, he's stuck in the past. It's like he's been in prison most of his life. He just got out. He don't know what he don't know. Same thing applies to when he's talking, when he's speaking. He's so stuck back there. It reminds me of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, because the premise is that Captain Sisko, he's at least for the first couple, maybe first 2 or 3 seasons, he's really stuck in his past because tragically his wife perishes. His son survives. They have this conflict with the Borg. He's on the ship. His wife's on the ship. His son's on the ship. The ship ultimately explodes, but he's able to save his son. But at a certain point, he comes into the spiritual aspect of all of this, his life, and then there's what they call the wormhole aliens or the prophets that are inside this wormhole next to Bajor, et cetera, et cetera. And he's out on this space station, and then they start to communicate with him. And he actually becomes the emissary of the prophet. So all this was like this. It's all spiritual. It's really about his spiritual growth. But the meantime, he's a single father. It's a very beautiful story in these regards, because it gave me a blueprint on how I wanted to be with my sons. I remember seeing him kiss Jake Sisko, which is his son. He kissed him on his head. And I remember seeing that when I was in college, and I was really moved by that. So that's how I want to be with my son. The point I want to make is that for a long time, Captain Sisko, he's stuck in his past. So he's really reliving the traumatic experience of losing his wife and everything that came out of that. But then as you see him in his spiritual journey and he becomes an emissary and he grows, even his character arc is fantastic. You see that ultimately he starts to be more in the present. He becomes more in the present. And that's part of his spiritual journey. Well, Umar, he's still stuck in his past. He's still stuck there like today. This is a very good point right here. So when he's talking about all this, a lot of what he's talking about is the past, but he's not using the current situation as an opportunity to heal the relationship that he has with his daughter in the present. That's very deep. Okay, very good point right there, these nuts. Very good point. Yeah, excellent point. And thanks for the super chat. Really good point right there. I mean, that's what I mean. Umar can teach us lessons too. We can clown the shit out of him, but he can really teach us lessons about our own lives. Like, okay, are we stuck someplace? Where are we at? Are we growing? Are we moving forward in life? Just like Sisko was stuck for a really long time. And that's what life should be. But Umar, he's still stuck back in the past. Even how he dresses, he is stuck in the past. Thanks, D's nuts for super chat. What's up, KKC? KKC says Umar has put evil vegan child support increase date under a Rice Bunny video on Instagram. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much. Yeah, we just looked at it a little bit earlier. I haven't looked at the child support docket. I'll do this while I'm playing this video. I'm going to go and look up the child support docket and see what is James? You sent me something. Let me see what this is. Here we go with some bull. I already know. What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna download this. We're gonna play it. All right, James. I'm downloading it right now. Shout out to James. I'll pull this up. I ain't watched it because I just saw that it popped up, and there's this guy yelling. I don't know, but Umar posted it, so we'll watch this in just a moment. but yeah, KKC, we covered this, and I didn't even know we were looking at Umar's schedule because one of the things I noticed is that he's not putting why didn't this work? Oh, here we go. He's not putting the grand opening, FDMG grand opening on his calendar. That's what we were looking for. And he's not putting a block party. Remember he said he was going to have a block party this year? That's not on the calendar too, either. And then we was going down, we got to this one part where he said, and it is a date, and it says that the baby mama child support increase or something like that. But what I'm going to do while I play this video is I'm going to go and I'm going to go look that up on the child support docket and see if there's any new entries. Okay. Yeah. But thanks for tuning on in and being here, bro. I appreciate it. D that is also says, I'm not a struggle streamer while struggle streaming. Yeah. Umar, he's the ultimate struggle streamer. See, listen, I do well on YouTube. Okay, I don't want to be throwing figures out there because that's inappropriate, but I do well. There's a demand I provide. There's a supply that I provide for people, and I do very well on YouTube, especially if I'm doing it like less than part-time hours. It's not a struggle. In fact, I enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I enjoy the laughter. Sometimes I just come back and I'm not listening to what I'm saying so much as I'm looking inside the chat room to see the comment section, because that's where the action is at. See, that's very unique. You see, Umar, on the other hand, and look, right now we got 860 people. We might get to 900, may get to 1,000. Umar, the video where he does the Black Parent teleconference, there weren't even 500 people in there. And he has over 1 million followers on Instagram. How do you have 1 million followers on any platform, but you can't even get 500 live viewers? I think it was like 360 was the max that I looked on there, because I only looked on there for a little bit, then I downloaded the video. Okay, that's struggle streaming. And then notice, I'm not struggling. I'm not a live streaming inside my mama's closet. You see what I'm saying? Umar's live streaming inside his mama's closet. So who's the real struggle streamer, Umar? See? You know what? Umar's idea of struggle streaming, I'm actually starting to think that it's just him projecting. That is all. It's just he's projecting his own reality. This guy has tax liens. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars, and tax liens aren't uncommon. These things happen in life. But for someone who's collected millions of dollars, there's no excuse for that. He's struggling. See, he doesn't have his own vehicle. He doesn't have his own car. He doesn't have his own house. He's been homeless since 2019. He has some nerve. See, as much time as Umar spends on social media, whether it's doing videos or posting different things on his Instagram or whatever, he's struggling. So he's the ultimate struggle streamer. And the way I look at it is that if you have 1 million followers and you can't even get 400 or even 500 live viewers, you a struggle streamer. Man. What do I have? 70,000 subscribers, which isn't a lot on YouTube. Well, we got 800, almost 900 people in here right now. Yeah, we'll probably get close to 1,000, maybe 1,100. That's, we fluctuate. But the point is that, in my opinion, that's not struggle streaming. Umar, you're the struggle streamer. Okay. Ultimately, Umar, you have nothing except, trying to get people to give you money for a school that doesn't exist. You ain't got nothing going on. You're the ultimate struggle streamer. I think that's him projecting. That's what that is. He's struggling. He's streaming inside of mama closet. Who does that? Don't let me catch nobody streaming in their mama closet. Ain't none of you none of you in the Kickoff chat. Don't let me catch you streaming in your mama closet. I'm going in. All right, thanks, D. That's all. Hey, Kiara says, I need an eighth of a job. FDMG 2035. Yeah, speaking of an eighth of a job, let's go back real quick. Hold on one second. Because this is the video. Someone was asking about this the other day. What?
I've got an eighth of a job. I've got an eighth of a job. Every day my work is getting so hard. And he worry about it. He worry about it. He worry about it. I'm knocking on proud. Oh, here you go.
At least they trying, though. I ain't gonna hate. I'm just saying that's not for kids. Kids ain't trying to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? These kids ain't trying to listen to that. The block party wasn't for the kids. The block party was for old black people. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but don't be collecting money for the kids and then you spend it as the kicking spot for old black people. They up there playing Biswicks and dominoes. All right. Thanks, Kiara. For the super chat. Yeah, FDMG 2035. Lewis X says he's losing it. I can see him going completely nuts, naked under a trench coat and flashing snow bunnies. No, that's too far. On the train and yelling, "Oh, I'm Big Papa, show me love." Oh, pound their chest is. Yeah. I do think that Umar, but the thing, Lewis, look, he's been losing it for a long time. I mean, if we go back to the earlier Umar Johnson videos and compare him to nowadays, you can tell he done fallen off. That's the thing. Umar, he's fell off big time. I can pull up pictures of Umar where he was selling out venues, and I'm talking about jam-packed people standing in their rafters, people standing all seats filled, and people leaning up against the walls all the way down. He fell off. See, and why did he fall off? Why did he fall off? Well, it's up here in the first place. Okay. He's just losing it day by day. And he doesn't have the same pull as he used to. I also think, Lewis, that that's one of the reasons why Umar, he's really he's reduced, and part of it is just he's batshit crazy. So I see your point. But I also think that part of the reason why Umar, he's turned into a minstrel show is so that he can continue to get people's attention. And one of the ways that he does that is talking about the snow bunny stuff. Because that has no functionality, really. It doesn't, especially from someone who's not even in a relationship, never been married. He hasn't committed to a black woman. He got 3 baby mamas. He got 3 kids that he don't even take care of. I've never heard Umar tell a story. And if someone has, please let me know. I've never heard him tell the story about being in a long-standing relationship with a woman. I've heard him talk about being in one-night stands, though. See? So that's what I'm saying. I think part of it is, yeah, he's batshit crazy, but I also think it's the theatrics that kind of keep him relevant. He'll get on the Breakfast Club and talk crazy. He'll get on the Joe Budden show and talk crazy. He even go on Drewski's show and act a fool. That's total minstrelsy right there. See? But I think part of it is that, again, he's unraveling and unhinged up here, but he also knows that if he can do these types of antics, it'll keep him relevant. People will be looking out, but that's what I'm saying. He's turned himself into a minstrel show. Now, I don't know where he's going to be 5 years from now, because at this rate, I mean, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long. To get to this level of deterioration. Who knows where he'll be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out on the street homeless, like living out on the street. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Because see, if people didn't send him money for this fake school, and if he couldn't stay inside his mama closet from time to time, he would be homeless out living on. He is homeless anyway, but he'd be living out on the street. That's what he'd be doing. See? I hope he doesn't get to that point. I hope he doesn't. But, you know, the trajectory. I've researched this guy extensively, and I can go back to the earliest video I found of Umar was from 2005. See? To see where he was at then, to see where he's at right now. Y'all want me to show it to you? Real quick, just because this ties to what Lewis Luck is saying here. His deterioration, it's been unfortunate, but also remarkable. Because you would think someone that they would progress further in life as opposed to deteriorate to such an extreme degree. Let me just give you guys, I'll play like a minute of this, then we'll get back on track here. Let me go back to 2000. This video was recorded, it has to be 2005, 2006, maybe 2007. I have February 20th of 2006. It could have been earlier than that, but based upon my research, February 20th of 2006. But just as an example, y'all look at this real quick.
Abdullah Johnson, and I'm a member of the organization founded by the Right Excellent Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Universal Negro Improvement Association. I belong to the Philadelphia division. By trade, I'm a school psychologist. And in the city of Philadelphia, I'm the youngest of only 4 black male school psychologists, although Philadelphia is the 5th largest school district in the city, in America, I'm sorry. I actually happen to be a relative of that man hanging on the wall, Frederick Douglass. Whose real name was Frederick Bailey, but he changed it to Douglas when he escaped to slavery, which is
his daddy lied to him about that anyway.
Family's name. He's actually a blood cousin.
No,
but I just want to give you some information that I hope can help you as you help children and families and parents in your communities and in your neighborhoods. School psychology, exactly what is that? The reason you probably don't know is because it was never intended for you to know. School psychologists are the psychologists who are responsible for evaluating.
You see this? Okay, he's slim. He's not yelling and screaming. He ain't tweaking and scratching and repeating shit 3 times. So what happened? It just gets back to what Lewis Luck is alluding to here. See? I mean, even the fact that he's live streaming, struggle streaming in his mama's closet, how do you get to that point where back in 2006, and around 2006, February 20, 2006, you were working as a school psychologist, and he was. Okay. By this time, his first daughter is 4 years old. So based upon what he said in other videos, he's still involved in her life, not consistently, but he's involved. How does he get from there to where 20 years later he's live streaming inside his mama's closet, ranting and going off on his baby mamas? Well, that's up here, man. And we can go year by year, and I can pick a video from each year. I don't think I have videos from 2007 and 2008, but we can go, I would have to go back and look, but we can go year by year, and maybe we'll do a live stream where we just do that. Starting in 2005, we'll go year by year. I'll pick a video and show you guys, and you'll see very clearly the levels of deterioration with this guy. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now, maybe 10 years from now, he's living out on the street corner someplace. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I mean, it's sad, okay, but I wouldn't be surprised. Thanks, Louis Luck. Okay, let me do these other super chats, then we're gonna get back on track here. Okay, excuse me. D's Nuts says there is an FDMG official website. Do you know if that organization has reached out to him? I think Tunde tells people it's his because the site has no address. Okay, I have Umar stating that it's not his. I believe you're talking about FDMGA. Okay, that's not associated with Umar. That's something out of Atlanta. I haven't been able to verify that they're actually having classes or anything like that, but that's not something I'm really concerned with because I'm concerned with Umar. Okay, FDMGA is not associated with Umar. And then the other web domain, FDMG.com, Umar doesn't own that. In fact, if you guys go look it up, then there was a time whoever owned it, they used it as a redirect. They used the domain name, which you can do. They use the domain name when you put in that domain name, you type it into Google or whatever you're searching you're using, you hit enter, and normally it would take you to the FDMG website, but instead they use it as a redirect. And where did it redirect to? It redirected to my YouTube page. Umar doesn't own that either. Now, there was a time where he had an FDMG website, but it really wasn't a website. What it was a landing page. It's still a website, but I'm saying that in terms of functionality, it wasn't like it's there specifically to give extensive amount of information to people about what this project is about. What it was a landing page with the donation button on it. And then some information about Umar. See? Because it was always about the money. It didn't have any curriculum on there. It didn't even have a projected date of opening date. It didn't have anything that said anything about a board of directors, who was on the board of directors, what the agenda is, what the mission statement is. None of that. And to this day, he hasn't done any of that. Okay. But see, at this point, he doesn't even own FDMG.com. I want people to think about that. He's not serious about opening up a school. So these nuts, he don't have an official FDMG website. And the website that I think you're referring to is FDMGA.com. I think it's FDMG, FDMG. Yeah, I think it's FDMGA, something like that. But that's out of Atlanta. Okay, it has nothing to do with Umar. The Umar's not serious. You can't say that in the age of the internet, it's really past the age of the internet. We're now in the age of AI. But let's just say in the age of the internet, you can't say that you're serious about any project if you don't have a website in the first place. And you're collecting money for this project? No. See, that's the most telling thing. And real quick, these nuts, it's not that Umar couldn't have had a website because Brother Marin, rest in peace, offered to do Umar's website for free. And once it got to the point where it's time to get actionable, Umar, he stops responding to the brother, rest in peace. See? That's the brother that got me into IT. Rest in peace. See? Umar, he doesn't want that type of help. He don't even want a website. What he wants is money. Now, if Brother Marion, rest in peace, if he said, I'm going to send you, Umar, I'm going to send you $5,000 in donation, which would have been probably how much it would have cost to get your website done, fully functional website with all of the bells and whistles. I'm going to send you that $5,000. Umar would have been, okay, cool. But in terms of when he was offering to do the website, he had another dude that was helping him with him because he used to help me with my assignments and everything. Rest in peace, good brother. Rest in peace. Umar don't want that kind of help. He wants money. See? You can't take anyone seriously in 2025, 2024, 2020, going all the way back to at least 1998. No, let's just say 2000. You can't take them serious if they have a project and they don't have a website associated with it. And FDMGA is not associated with Umar. See? Umar, he ain't serious. He's a con man, straight up. That's nuts. You know, nowadays, you can, even if you don't have any type of coding skills, you can still make your own website. Y'all know that they got AI that would do the shit for you. I kid you not. They have AI, they got a platform AI, and you tell them what you want on the website, and AI start building the website, and you tell them what to correct, it'll correct it. Anyway, that's frustrating to me. Okay, I have a degree dealing with cybersecurity and computer technology. It's frustrating to me. See, Umar has no excuse, especially with the amount of people that offered this man help for free. Some of these people are deceased now, rest in peace. This is nuts. He's not serious. I'm sorry. Okay. Thanks, these nuts, for super chat. It's very frustrating. I have to tell you. John the Professor is Lenon. If FDMG does open, what should the football and basketball team name be? Let's go with the football first. Okay, we gotta say the Wilmington, right? Are we gonna say FDMG? Is the team gonna be FDMG? Or yeah, let's say if the team is the FDMG, like the city. So the FDMG Trapaholics. That's what comes to mind. That's the football team. The FDMG Trapaholics. Okay, baseball team. The FDMG Big Back Sassy Big Backs. That sounds more like the football team, huh? I don't know. I'm gonna say the football team is the FDMG Sassy Big Backs. Okay, and then the baseball team. I don't know. The FDMG PayPals. I don't know. Something like that. FDMG Beggars. The Garvey Gators. Yeah. Yeah. The FDMG Silverbacks. That's a good one, actually. I like that one. Okay. If we're not trying to be, be shading, that's a good one. FDMG Silverback. That'd be a good football team. The FDMG Silverbacks. I like that one too. The Crushers. Yeah, Lord Jamal tried. He tried to help Umar. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that too. But you can build websites without any coding these days. I mean, it's not even these days, but the difference is you can actually have AI do it, and they generate everything. You don't have to do any coding or anything like that. But yeah, you're right. ChatGPT, they can generate code. There's a lot of people, they do their coding, and some people, they'll do their coding and then they'll ask AI to just verify the stuff is correct. They do that too. Yeah, we're really in the age of AI. It's not information technology, because I remember they were talking about a long time ago. Microsoft, it was Microsoft. I'm talking about how in the near future we're going to have the information highway. I was like, what are they talking about? You guys remember that? They were talking about the information highway. Okay, this is before the internet. Okay, but the internet as a form of technology, it was in use a lot sooner than what most people realize, because it was the application was in higher education, like in colleges, but also military. It didn't really become public until much later on down the line. In fact, I think it was in 1990. I want to say 1996 or 1997. That's when it first hit the college campus that I was at that time, UC Irvine, and that's when I got my first email account. But it was very limited. Okay, there was some websites around, but and the websites would look horrible and all that kind of stuff. But the point is that nowadays we're in the age of AI, and I mean, there's very little work that people have to do if they wanted to go that route, if they wanted AI to actually generate them a website. Okay, so Umar has no excuse. That's what I'm saying. It's very frustrating. It really is. And the thing is that he doesn't have to do any of it himself. Okay, he can just because there's been plenty of people that were willing to do it for free for Umar, but he doesn't want that kind of help. Okay, what he wants is money. Oh yeah. I haven't looked at GoDaddy in a very long time. Yeah. He could use WordPress, Canvas. Yeah. Wix is another one. I think Wix has AI too nowadays. I remember when I had did a Wix website, they didn't have AI back then, but they have it now. Yeah, the bandits, the FDMG messy zesties. What's up, Edmonds? The FDMG bandos. Okay, the sassy big backs. FDMG H-back. Yeah, FDMG scammers. Yeah, all this work. FDMG panhandlers, PayPals. FDMG King Kongs. Okay. The Douglas Destroyers. Okay. Yeah. I like sassy big backs. That's the one I like. Yeah, the FDMG Cookie Crushers would be a good team too. The big pockets. Come on now, Ernest. That's too far. The Sugar Box Rockers. Yeah, the FDG 2-Day Turtles. Yeah. FDG Stillers. Not Stillers, but Stillers. Okay. Freedom Riders. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, no. No, don't say that. I've been praying for you, Holly, but hope everything's going well with you. Okay, I've been praying for you. Anytime, what I tend to do is anytime like I start thinking about how rough stuff is in my life, I say, wait a minute. Let me pray for Holly B. But it's just not you, not just you, but that's what I do just to be more appreciative, because you never know what someone else is going through, and you may think that your situation is like I may think my situation is difficult at times, but then I think, well, there's people to do it with, so I'll just start praying. That's what I do, and I pray for other people. So I hope everything's going well with you. Wicks, yeah. Did I say Wicks? Not Wick as in Wick. Yeah, that's a good one too. That would be sabotagers. Okay. Yeah, I have Copilot on my computer. I never use it. Okay, let's get back to it because we got to get going here. Okay, we're already an hour and 20. We got to finish this video today for sure. Okay, so I showed the video with Umar, from back in 2006, 2005, 2006, and just to show the difference. And then let's get back to the video for today. That's this one.
So, brothers and sisters, I don't know if my daughter know I'm her dad, even though she looked just like me, same complexion and everything.
I don't believe this guy at all.
And if you know the evil vegan, if you live in Philly, you know who she is. You know the restaurant.
Damn.
You know her and her brother in real estate. She got a daycare center. Y'all know who they are. If you live in Philadelphia, if you ever come across my daughter, tell her who her father is.
See, this is so dangerous.
Tell her who her father is. I tried to reach my daughter on social media, but her mother has all of her accounts blocked, and the only friends she allows her to have is family. Did y'all hear what I just said? Yeah, I've tried to
listen. How does he know that? He doesn't know that because he's been absent. He doesn't know this. He's making this shit up.
Reach my daughter on social media, but her social media, for those of y'all who know her, all of her friends are her family. Her mother doesn't allow her.
Umar doesn't know that.
To communicate or interact with nobody outside of her. These are very controlling women. Mama Smurf and the
Okay, this is Umar projecting.
Evil vegan, these are very controlling women with daddy issues. Very controlling women with daddy issues. Very controlling women with daddy issues. If anybody knows where they are, please let me know. I want to roll up on the Princess of Pan Africanism. If y'all know the school, let me know the school.
What? You don't even know what school the child goes to, Umar? You hear this guy? Umar doesn't even know what school his daughter goes to.
If y'all know the address, let me know the address. But I'm not sure if my baby know who I am.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. It is. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he's really telling on himself. Okay. Yeah, how could a mama control the 22-year-old woman's social media? Or no, he's talking about the younger baby right now. That's the thing, Tanya. He has 3 baby mamas. The first video that we covered, this is the second video, but the first video he was mainly talking about the baby child you're talking about here. But in terms of what he's the second baby mama, what he's alluding to at this point is that he hasn't even seen her. He doesn't know what school she goes to, et cetera, et cetera. But the first baby mama, the child with the first baby mama, that baby's grown. Okay, but even that, though, he said that the mama kept her away, et cetera. But that wasn't the case. That child reached out to Umar, and Umar ghosted her. Holly B says, I appreciate you, Lenon, in the conclusions. I feel the love. Yeah, if there's, like I said before, if there's anything that we can do, just feel free to ask. If you want to email me too, if you want to do it private, that's fine too. We'll do whatever we can to help you out. Okay. God bless. Okay. And thank you for the super chat. Let's get going here. I just real quick, I'm not going to pull it up because I don't want people to see the name of this is the second baby mama. Although this is all public record, you guys can find this yourself. There was an interim order in effect with the conference officer, and that was January 24th, 2025. That's the most recent entry in the docket, and I'll just check back like maybe once a week to see if there's another entry that updates to show any changes that have taken place in terms of Umar and how much money he has to pay now. He's so greedy. Look at this guy.
That woman has went out her way to keep me away, partly so the ex-husband could come back and hit that whenever he want.
What?
Partly so the ex-husband could come back and hit that.
What is he saying here? What? 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 Does anyone understand what he's saying here? Yeah, but what is that supposed to mean, though? Yeah. 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 It's a false narrative. Yeah. Because remember, he was talking about how she wanted to be in a love triangle, menage a trois type of thing. Now you talk about how something, I don't even know what he's saying. Yeah, I know Alden. Cook chat, the comments is all that. It's like I said, sometimes I just come back, I just be in the chat room watching. Because I can't, if I do it during the show, we're not gonna get nothing done. So I stay out the chat room. I stay out the chat room. How's it going, Sudden Happening? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what he's trying to say here. Let me just rewind it just a little bit.
Women with daddy issues, very controlling women with daddy issues, very controlling women with daddy issues. If anybody knows where they are, please let me know. I want to roll up on the Princess of Pan Africanism. If y'all know the school, let me know the school. If y'all know the address, let me know the address.
He don't even know the school that his daughter go to. Damn, that's crazy.
But I'm not sure if my baby know who I am. That woman has went out her way to keep me away, partly so the ex-husband could come back and hit that whenever he wants.
What? I don't understand this. What is he saying? That the reason why she's trying to keep Umar away from the baby is so that the ex-husband who's married can come back and hit? What are you talking about, Umar? Who even comes up with this shit? I don't know, y'all. Something wrong with him. I gotta hear this one more time.
Let me know the school. If y'all know the address, let me know the address. But I'm not sure if my baby know who I am. That woman has went out her way to keep me away, partly so the ex-husband could come back and hit that whenever he wants.
What is that? What are you talking about? She's keeping you away, but you're not in a relationship. She's keeping you away so that she can have the ex-husband come back and hit that? She's married. What are you talking about, Umar? You can't make this shit up. Unless the marriage, the one that I researched, did she already divorce that? I have to look. I'm gonna have to look this up. No, I can find out because I already did the research on this. Where do I have that? Oh, I know where I have it. Let me. I'm gonna go look this up real quick. But it doesn't make any sense. She's keeping Umar away from the daughter so that she can have sex with her ex-husband who's married to another woman. What does that have to do with Umar? Okay, real quick, because this is all him painting the narrative. He's such a liar. I mean, he's really a sick individual to be coming up with this shit and then saying online. I mean, it's slanderous, straight up. But let's say that Umar's telling a partial truth. Let's say this is some bullshit though, but let's just say, just y'all bear with me, and no disrespect to his second baby mama. I'm just saying hypothetically, let's say that she still dealing with her ex-husband who's married, based on what Umar's saying. Okay? He's saying that. Let's assume that he's telling the truth, which is it doesn't even make sense. Let's say she's still dealing with them. What does that have to do with Umar? Why would Umar even be concerned about that? He never wanted to marry her, right? He's the one that says that she's the evil vegan. She's crazy and she's ratchet and shit, which is none of that's true. Okay, she's classy. Okay, she's into spirituality too. Okay, be quite honest with you, Umar, with your sassy bitch ass. It's amazing to me that you were able to get with a woman like that. To be honest with you, you dirty ass bum. You're filthy. And I'm not just talking about filth. When you flip that phone, your mind is filthy. You have a toxic mind. I apologize. But let's assume that what Umar Johnson is saying, what does that have to do with you, Umar, personally? Because you don't want nothing to do with her, right? So why are you tripping? See, I'm going to tell you that it's a lie. Umar is saying this because he's trying to disparage her. There's another word. I keep forgetting that other word. That's the word I need to remember. I need to write it down. but he's disparaging her. He's trying to make it seem like she's, you know, she's out there having sex with a married man, and now she's trying to keep Umar away from the child because if he was around, that somehow she wouldn't be sleeping with a married man. What that got to do with it? Who's you? You struggle streaming bum in your mama closet. See, that's what I mean about Umar. He's possessive. He's even possessive dealing with a woman just because she had a baby with him, but he ain't committed with her nothing. But somehow he has some power and control over what she's doing in them sheets. And we're assuming that what Umar is saying is true, at least part of it. And I know that it's not true. Umar, you're a liar, a habitual liar, and you're just out here to disparage her. That's what you're doing. What's the term, too? I keep forgetting the word. You know, he's disparaging her, demeaning her, disrespecting her, devaluing her. There's a particular word. Shaming her, that type of thing. Anyway, Umar, you ain't got no shame. Let me go. I'm gonna go look something up. Okay, because I have the receipts on this. So that's why he's popping spur. I guess. I mean, he really thinks, yeah, that's the word. Humiliate. Thank you, Malika. I'm gonna write it down this time. But that's all he's trying to do here. He's trying to humiliate her, and part of this is, it is to shame her and humiliate her to where she feels intimidated. And here's the thing: to what end, though? To what end? She hasn't come out and said anything about Umar. I've never seen her say anything online. She's not even online like that. Not like she used to be. And even back then, she wasn't. Many years ago, she ain't saying nothing about Umar. So why is he attacking her in this way? Well, I'm gonna tell you, that's why Umar's so dangerous. See, once he gets into this mode of attacking, he just keeps going and keep going. And it's without provocation. In other words, there's no legitimate reason for him to be talking about his baby mamas like this. See, what has happened is that his character has finally been revealed, not by the baby mamas, but by one of his daughters. That's all this is. That's all this is. So what does Umar do? He attacks his daughter online. He disparages and humiliates his daughter online to the point where she was having mental health issues and was admitted to the hospital. But then he does these two videos, and this is in part, these two videos is part of the reason why the daughter had these issues, because it was after he did these videos. But then he's also taking these shots at the baby mamas too, even though they didn't do anything to him. Even though he says that he never wanted anything to do with them. They're not saying anything about him, but look at how he's behaving. See, there's something wrong with Umar in his own mind, that when he feels as if someone has betrayed him, even though they're not even dealing with him, he has to attack them and humiliate them. And it's really it's an act of intimidation. It's bullying. That's what it is. That shows you what type of person that Umar is. He ain't shit. She's out. I don't want to be speaking on her. That's why I was trying to be very careful about even showing her face. I didn't want to show her face or anything, because I know how Umar Johnson followers are. She was flooded because he told his followers to go flood her inbox, and they did, because she was talking about all the negative messages that she was getting. See, what kind of father does that? You know, and then she's in a hospital because of mental health. You don't see Umar doing a video to ask people, can you pray for my daughter? You know, I'm gonna go see her. None of that shit. That's not what he does. See, he ain't shit. It goes to show you he don't care. At the end of the day, he don't care. And this story that he's telling, it makes no sense. Umar, this is what you call painting a false narrative. That's all this is. Let me do these super chats real quick. We'll probably be here for another hour, okay? Because I was trying to get this to 2 hours and 30 minutes, okay? Peace be with you says, since he goes around the world, it boosts his ego so much he forgets he is batshit crazy. Yeah, you're right. I've said this in the past that I think part of, and Tariq Nasheed, he's alluded to this, that part of Umar's issue is that he spent so much time failing in life, and he wanted attention so badly, but he wasn't getting it the way that he wanted to get it. And he wanted to be in the spotlight as some sort of a great black leader. And I'm gonna tell you also, I think when his daddy lied to him and told him that he was related to Frederick Douglass, I think that really went to Umar's head. I think it really messed him up. And it sets him on this course to wherein his life is about being something that he's not and reaching heights that he simply doesn't have the ability to reach. So that's one of the reasons why he self-aggrandizes. In other words, he'll say that he's all these great things, but it's just narcissism at this point. There's no verifiable proof that would allow a person to conclude that he is any of these things. I'm the most requested scholar. You know, I'm King Kong consciousness. I'm the greatest school psychologist of my generation. All this type of shit. He was a school psychologist, for 6 years? Okay, 7 years maybe. The point is that with Umar, he needs his ego boosted consistently because he's a failure. He doesn't have his own house. He doesn't have his own car. He hasn't worked a job since 2010, 2011. He got massive taxing, massive student loan debts, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Student loan debt. He got 3 baby mamas. He's been in child support for over 21 years. He's a deadbeat. He don't take care of his kids. When he flipped his phone, he was living in filth. He got evicted twice that I know of. The list goes on and on and on. See, he hasn't been married. You know, he's never talked about being in a long-standing relationship. So he has to boost his ego somehow to make himself feel better. And I'm going to tell you something else. I think that's one of the reasons why Umar comes up with these head movies. Like when he tells a story about Lauryn Hill and how he met Lauryn Hill and how she laid on the bed next to him and didn't know who he was and told him that she was on her menstrual cycle. What woman does that? And then at a certain point, later after they do the concert, Umar standing at the back of a gym. This is head movies. It makes him feel better about his failing ass, and that all these women want him. He's at the back of a gym. It's a dark gym, and she comes up to find him. Somehow finds him and comes up and kisses him on the cheek and says, "Bye, cutie." Huh? This is the same guy that was talking about how he almost got in a fight with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z had all his boys with him too. Come to find out, this guy's nuts. He's like, and I don't know. He's so sassy and shit. I don't know what. Sometimes I think what could have been with me and Lauryn Hill if I said, Umar, will you stop? See? That's just a boost to his ego. And I'm gonna tell y'all, getting back to the point I was gonna make, I'm not saying that they're to blame because in fact his daddy, I should pull up this receipt. His daddy tried to blame the Black conscious community for creating Umar, instead of holding himself accountable for the role that he played in creating Umar. Don't make me pull up the receipt. But I'm going to tell you something. His followers, his cult followers who send him money, it's a boost to his ego. His followers, and when he speaks and they're praising him and all this shit, it boosts his ego. But it doesn't help Umar. See, that it just feeds his narcissistic personality. That's all it does. And that never ends well. That's why at the end of the day, peace be with you, and thank you for the super chat. At the end of the day, Umar is nothing more than a bum from Philadelphia. That's it. He's a bum from Philly. And who is struggle streaming, talking all this shit about his baby mamas, and he's talking all this shit, struggle streaming from his mama's closet. What kind of man? Trying to tell y'all, I better not catch not one of you struggle streaming in your mama closet. I'm gonna clown your ass for a month. I'm just playing. My wife tried to give me some vegan ice cream. She said, "What flavors do you want?" Hot fudge, pina colada, warm salt. I'm just playing. What flavors? I know I don't need this, but she asked, so I might as well go for it. Thanks, peace be with you for the super chat. Holly B says, "I appreciate you, Lenon." Okay, this is from earlier. Thank you so much. Okay, hope everything's going well with you. What's up, Brian? Brian says, hit that sound so juvenile. Yeah, it does. That's what we used to say back in the day. I ain't gonna lie about it. I don't know, Brian, if you used to say it too, but that's what we used to say back in the day. And here's Umar at the age of 50. And that's what he's spinning this story. But you know what? This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, how Umar's stuck in the past. See? Yeah, that's the same terminology, from when we was young. We was at high school. Yeah, high school. Yeah. And he's using that terminology at the age of 50. It goes to show you how Umar's stuck in the past. The truth is, Brian, no, he shouldn't be talking like this anyway. It's juvenile for him to be talking like this, but then using the terminology is even worse. But the truth is, he shouldn't even be talking like this in the first place. He's supposed to be a school psychologist. He's supposed to be a principal, a vice principal, a therapist. One time, he said that he was a conflict resolution expert. Okay, that didn't age well. See? Okay, they have strawberry cheesecake, oatmeal cream. Oh, I think it's oat milk and then cream pie and cherry Garcia. I don't really like the cherry Garcia. These are all vegan too, but I don't like the cherry Garcia. Oatmeal cream pie. I don't want that either. Strawberry cheesecake sounds good. I just want, let me see if they have vanilla, and I just want something basic, chocolate, because that sounds like it's too much. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Brian. Yeah, very, very juvenile. But he's doing this to cause harm. That's all this is. You know, it just goes to show you that Umar's character. Thanks for the super chat, Brian Tisdale. Lewis says, so that's why he's, oh, I got this one earlier. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's get back to, because we need to make some headway now, for real, for real. I was gonna look for something else. What was it I was gonna go look? I got the video. Let's go ahead. Let me do this just real quick. So I just downloaded this video. James said this is from about an hour ago. I don't know what the context is or what's going on in this video, but let's go ahead and take a look. Normally, if it's something like this, because it's not Umar talking, I like to screen it in advance. I hope it ain't nothing crazy, but I'm gonna trust. What is it saying? It's saying that the codex. I can't do it because of the codex. Let me try one more time. I could convert it though. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, give me a second. I'll let this other video play, and then I'll see what I can do with this. I've had this issue before. Okay, and if a worst case scenario, I can just play it from Umar's Instagram page. But let me try this other way first. Okay, let's get back to the video here. Here we go.
Partly so the ex-husband could come back and hit that whenever he want, married or not. Okay. But of course, she got daddy issues, abuse issues, and of course, she only used me for her replacement daughter. She wanted a replacement daughter. Horrible. She got her replacement daughter. Horrible. She wanted a replacement daughter. She got her replacement daughter, and she has no need for me, brothers and sisters. And unfortunately,
yeah, when he says replacement daughter, this baby mama lost a child, and I mean Umar before Umar got her pregnant. Umar is a horrible person to say that. Horrible.
My daughter's grandmom doesn't have enough integrity. Unfortunately, my daughter's grandmom doesn't have enough integrity, just like baby Smurf's grandmom. They didn't have enough integrity to say, stop this mess. These girls have a right to know their father, and you need to stop this mess.
I want y'all to think about this. It's everyone except Umar. Yeah, 100% narc. Absolutely. Y'all see this? Hit the one. It's everyone else except Umar. It's the baby mamas. It's the baby mamas' mamas. It's the daughter, his oldest daughter. It's also his oldest daughter's grandfather. See, it's everybody else. But what's the common denominator? Umar. But see, when you're dealing with narcissists, they never want to hold themselves accountable, and it's always someone else's fault. See? Yeah, Umar, he's really a trip. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like it ever. Okay, James sent me this video. We're going to take a look, and hopefully it ain't nothing crazy. Okay, I was able to get a version that's actually loaded inside of the browser or inside of the interface here. Yeah, it's just real talk. Yeah, he is. Yeah, but the narcissists, they don't have empathy for other people. All right, let's check this out. Let's see. I hope this ain't nothing crazy. I keep saying that, but here we're going to see. Here we go.
Mind control. Umar, do something!
What in the world? Prince of Pan African movie coming soon. What does this mean? One more time.
Nobody mind control. Dr. Umar, do something!
Why does he have a tear? He got a tear in his eye. Umar posted, Umar, why you post this on your Instagram? This is nuts. This is so nuts. What in the world?
Nobody mind control. Dr. Umar, do something!
What in the world is this? All right. Boy, these young people, boy, they crazy. I don't know, Dr. Sabi. I don't know what's going on. If they do a movie, it's gonna be funny though. It's funny. He needs help from Shoemake. I gotta watch this one more time, okay? But just one more time. You guys don't mind. Here we go.
Nobody mind control, Dr. Umar, do something!
What in the world? I don't understand it, but it is entertaining. Okay, it's definitely entertaining. Okay, let's get back to this video. There was a couple of super chats. We're going to get to that in just a moment, but let me go ahead and play this, and I got to text my wife. Hold on a second.
Stood up for their granddaughters. Both grandmothers supported their daughters in alienating the father. So black men, don't marry no woman if you have not figured out their mother. Black men, don't marry no woman if you have not figured out their mother. Black men, don't marry no woman unless you figure out their mother, because both of my daughter's grandmothers helped their daughter, supported their daughter, and encouraged their daughter to keep them away from me.
The story doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This guy sitting inside his mama closet. I was thinking it's sad because I know his mama can't even get no sleep, Umar. Get your ass up out the closet yelling and shit. She probably trying to rest. You 50? How could you be 50? You 50 in your mama closet. Let her sleep. Let her have some peace. What kind of man? She deserves to have some peace, Umar. You up in here yelling and talking about grandmamas and shit. Literally, you just woke up out of bed and started live streaming. You didn't clean yourself. You didn't brush your teeth. None of that. You didn't comb your hair, looking all greasy and acting all sassy, and then yelling. Your mama can't even get no sleep. Sitting there trying to watch Matlock. She can't even watch Matlock. What kind of man won't let his mama watch Matlock, Umar? She was trying to watch Matlock and Perry Mason back-to-back Memphis. All right. That's enough. I'm going too far. I apologize. But I'll be feeling bad for the mama. Can you imagine having, and you mamas out there, can you imagine your son 50 and he just be struggle streaming in your closet? Funky and just yelling and funky? Yeah. It's ridiculous. Farby says, while this is entertaining at times, I hope those harmed by this abusive scammer pursue every legal action available to him. He is a predator. He definitely is. And he's been doing this for such a long time. He's been doing this for I mean, the St. Paul school scam, it's 11 years. It'll be 11 years in like a week. He's harmed a lot of people. You know, I've actually seen people say things like, you know, I sent you money back in 2013 or 2012. Or my mama or my grandmama sent you money back in 2015 or 16, and there's still no school. That's caused harm to people. I've even seen people say stuff like, I wish I never sent you money because I could definitely use it right now. That's sad. It's so sad. And we're talking literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. Potentially tens of thousands at this point. Yeah, at this point. We're talking 11 years. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. He's hurt a lot of people. He's hurt people and people who've donated, but he's also hurt people who had faith in him, believing that he was going to actually come through and do what he said he was going to do, which is open up a boarding school for black boys and black girls. See, one of the issues with Umar is that the precedents that he sets for anyone who comes after Umar, who is legitimate, you know, if they're legitimately seeking to raise money because they need help with something or they're working on a project, black people are going to be, and we're very giving people. Okay, let's not get that twisted at all. A lot of us, we come from humble beginnings. Okay, a lot of us, we got humble middles and humble endings, right? But when it comes down to it, when we see people who are in need, it's in our culture, we help out, right? Okay. Well, Umar's betrayed so many people. And so when the next person steps up who is legitimate, they're not a scammer. They're not out here trying to get over on people and exploit black people. When they come along, when they need help, or if they're trying to complete a project, what have you, there are going to be some black folk that's going to be less inclined to contribute and support. I mean, it could be someone who's working on a school, you know, or maybe they're simply trying to get, let's say, some technology to be implemented into their school, and they can't afford to do it. They need new Chromebooks or something to that effect. They need whatever the case may be. I mean, it could be furnishings for a school. It doesn't even have to be a school. But because Umar has betrayed so many people and caused harm to so many people, in particular Black people, there are Black people they're not going to be willing to support anything like that. You know, so he's caused a lot more damage than what people realize. It's not just him preying upon Black women. It's not just him getting money out of his donors. It's also the residual effects of betraying the Black community and how that impacts the faith that the Black community has on future individuals in the future who have legitimate reasons to ask for support. You see? Yeah, it's truly unfortunate. But I don't think Parby Umar doesn't care about that. See, because every single day, Umar, for him, it's I gotta wake up and I gotta find money, a way to get money out of people so that I can survive. That's it. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about the legacy that he's truly leaving. His legacy is one of betrayal. Let's be clear about that. Umar's legacy is a legacy of betrayal. He's betrayed the Black community straight up. Right? Thanks, Part B, for super chat. Okay. I was gonna go and look. Oh, I was gonna look up something else. Let me go see if I can find it. Let's get back to this because we got to get to this video today. Okay, I'm gonna let this play now. Here we go. Let me check on where we're at with the poll too as well. If you haven't voted on the poll, please do so when you can. Give me 1 second.
Court is not the answer because they don't enforce the orders. Now, I heard in some states like Texas, in Texas, if the mother does not produce the child according to the custody order, she will go to jail. I ain't heard of no Black woman in Philadelphia going to jail for keeping the child from the father.
Yes, and I'm sure that there are, Umar. Cut it out.
And violating the court order. Maybe I'm wrong. Philadelphia brothers. Do I have any Philadelphia brothers whose baby mom got locked up because she didn't let you see your child? It didn't happen for me in 10 years. And she violated that thing damn near every other week. So I don't know how it is in Texas. Maybe in Texas, y'all have a better family court system. Maybe in New York, y'all have a better family court system. Maybe in Baltimore, y'all have a better family court system. Maybe in Atlanta, y'all have a better family court system. Maybe in Oakland, in Los Angeles, in Detroit, in Chicago. Maybe y'all have a better family court issue. But in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, ain't no mother going to jail because she don't let you see your child. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I wish I lived in Texas.
Umar, you're such a liar. I just looked it up. This is Pennsylvania. You got to look this up yourself. Pennsylvania mom arrested for failing to pay child support. Bucks County. Is this Bucks County Township? I don't know if that's in Philadelphia. Bucks County woman gets prison for fake. Not something else. If your ex-wife refuses to obey court orders, well, this is something different. You can file a motion of contempt. What is this? Prison for her. This is something else. I'm going to look and see. But there's one case that pulled up already. Now it's going to get a district Hodge 20 months in prison. Okay, no, that's something else. Okay, let me look into this a little bit more. I'll be right back.
If I lived in Texas, we won't even be having this conversation because they know they would have went to jail. Philadelphia, those women don't care. What did you hear me just say? They are not arresting no mother. They never arrest the mother. The police come to the house. They fill out a report. You take it to family court. You file contempt. The judge calls her down and tells her, don't do this anymore. No punishment.
Yeah, I just pulled up a case from 2009, Umar.
No fine, no arrests. What are you talking about? The police do not arrest women in Philadelphia if they don't let you see your child. That is a lie. So I run into Grandma Vegan at the veggie fruit produce up there. What is that? Wayne and Germantown and Shelton or something. I run into Grandma Vegan one day, right? And Grandma Vegan says, hey, Umar. I ignore her. Grandma Vegan speaks to me.
Real quick, in Pennsylvania, violating a child custody order can lead to being held in contempt of court, potentially resulting in fines, jail time, or other penalties, depending on the severity of the violation. We'll cut it
again. She says, hey, Umar. I ignore her again. Grandma Vegan speaks to me again. Hey, Umar. I said, I'm not speaking to you. She said, why? I said, because.
Yeah, see, Umar, it says that you're supposed to file a contempt. If this, in fact, happened, you should file a contempt of court, child custody, and you can do that in Pennsylvania. But, Umar, you haven't done that. If you did, where's the paperwork?
Your daughter don't let me see my child. You know this, and you don't do nothing about it. She says, I didn't know she wasn't letting you see your child. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just wasn't woman enough to admit that you didn't care. Yes, you did. So Grandma Vegan says she didn't know that the evil vegan wasn't letting me see my child. So I tell Produce Junction, Wayne Avenue, Produce Junction, shout out to my Germantown Africans. I'm a North Philly African, but shout out to my Germantown Africans. Green Street, Produce Junction. Y'all know what it is, Philly cats. So I asked Grandma Vegan to arrange a meeting with the evil vegan so we could come up with a custody agreement and child support.
I used to watch, she actually watches in the Heat of the Night. I used to watch the Heat of the Night. Yeah, I always used to watch that show because there was a lady in there. She was in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker from back in the day. You guys remember that? She was in that. But I used to watch Matlock. That was my favorite. I used to watch Perry Mason, which was cool too. But I used to watch In the Heat of the Night too. My favorite was Matlock. I used to love the theme song. It's like Dixieland jazz. Do 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 do. Then the tuba was getting down. Anyway, thanks, Perry Unlikely, for the super chat. That's a young Shaq right there. Yeah, here we go.
I was willing to pay child support as long as I could see my daughter for 1 day a week. Let me ask my sisters a question. Do y'all see any problem with me seeing my daughter for 1 day a week and paying child support? Do any...
Listen, visitation and child support are two separate issues, Umar. You're supposed to pay your child support bare minimum. You don't negotiate, time spent with the child with child support. It doesn't work that way. This guy's so goofy. I know that. I've never been on child support. Yeah, I remember Murder, She Wrote. I remember Columbo. Yep. Someone said Kojak. I just watched Kojak too. That was out in it was like in San Francisco. Yeah.
Sisters see a problem with that. 1 day a week to start, and I pay child support. Do y'all see any problem with that?
Yeah, I used to watch Touched by an Angel too. Yep.
Talk to me in the chat. Does anybody see any problem with me just asking
What's
for
up,
1 day a week?
Hey, Drea. Yeah, they're separate issues.
And I will pay child support.
No, that's not how it works, Umar. You don't negotiate. That's not a negotiation. You pay child support. That's separate from visitation. It's separate from custody. What are you talking about?
We go to Grandma Vegan house to talk about
Night Rider. Yep.
Custody. I'm happy, y'all, because I'm thinking Grandma Vegan ain't going to do me like my oldest daughter, Grandma, did. My oldest daughter, Grandma.
Yeah, that's why he did it. He's doxing the baby, Grandma Vegan, when he named the location of the farmer's market, especially if he knows she goes there regularly. Yeah, they're very health conscious too. They have a vegan restaurant. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's very dangerous. Yeah, I used to watch Gunsmoke. Yeah, that was one of my favorites too. Gunsmoke and what was that one? Was that the same one where they had Hoss? I can't remember if that was Gunsmoke. It might have been something else. No, that was the Ponderosa. I used to watch the Ponderosa.
I mean, give a damn whether I saw my daughter. So I said, I hope Grandma Vegan, she might be better. I'm like, okay,
I don't
Grandma
remember.
Vegan.
I
got somebody on my side. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. So I get hyped. You know what I mean? I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, my daughter, Grandma, I'm going to make her daughter let me see my child.
No, I never watched that camera. I mean, I think I remember seeing it, but it's not something I used to watch over and over again. Yeah, I never got into that. There was another show, was like this superhero. I used to watch Don't have it on earth, we got it on there. Da, 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 da. Oh, heaven on earth, da, da, something like that. I used to watch that show. I can't remember what it was called. And I used to watch there was a show called Blue Thunder. It was a helicopter, and there was another one called something Wolf, Black Wolf or something. I used to love that show. Anyway, here we go.
I walk in that house and they don't talk about
I used to watch PI. Yeah, I used to watch Rawhide.
I said, Grandma Vegan, you told me I was coming over here so we can talk about me spending some alone time with my child instead of sitting on your damn couch.
Yeah, I remember MASH.
She said, yeah, but the baby need money. I said, no problem. I told your daughter I'll pay child support. I said, how much is the child support? And we came up with a number, and I was supposed to get my daughter the first time. I came over there to get my daughter.
Yeah, I watched.
And she told me she's not going with you. I gave her the money. Stack. Boom.
That's not how it works, Umar. You don't give the money so that you can spend time with the child. What is he talking? Is this a drug deal? What the fuck? I'm sorry. Come on. I'm not even listening to him. I'm zoned out from it. He lies so much. I'm listening, but I'm not listening. He said, She let me see my baby, and bam, I drop a pound on her. I said, what? I dropped the band down. What are you talking about, man? That's not how this shit works. Umar acting like he paying for some drugs and shit. Your baby is not a drug, Umar. Cut it out. Went to the grandmama house. I got up in there. I said, let me see my baby. She said, you're going to have to put 500 on it. So I took out a band. I cut it in half. I literally cut it in half. I took a knife and cut the band in half, and I dropped that 500 on it. Umar, cut it out. This guy is such a bullshitter. I can't believe this guy. No, I ain't watched the new one. My wife, she watched it. It's on Hulu, I think. Hulu or Paramount, something. We get Paramount for free. We get all of them for free, to be honest with you, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But we got Paramount because we have a Walmart Plus subscription. Anyway, it's on one of them things. Hey, I used to watch the Vernon Shirley too. I remember that. I used to watch Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, he said, I'll put that raw cash on that table again. I got my baby. I said, Umar, you a damn still what? Anyway, is it Peacock? I think we get Peacock too, but that's through our ISP. All that blubber jiggling and shit. So, Umar, if you don't get your ass, let me stop. Teeny man, we shouldn't do that. Let me take that off. We ain't gonna do him like that, but he did. He just woke up out of bed, all sassy and jiggling. Remember that song, that Beyonce song? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. That's Umar. Umar inspired. He helped her write those lyrics. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks, T.D. Better. And thanks, Perry Unlikely. Okay, let's get going because we got to finish this up. Here we go.
I gave her the money. He go, your child support, I'm paying you every month. We agreed. This is how much you want. This is what you're going to get. I'm supposed to get my daughter for 1 day a week. I gave her the child support. She said, my daughter is not going with you.
Umar, what are you talking about? This is one of the most ridiculous things. Oh my God. Come on now.
I tried to stay out of court because court don't work for me.
Yeah, that was my show too.
I went through it 10 years with my oldest. They don't enforce the order. It's a waste of time. You get an order on paper. No enforcement. No enforcement. So when we get to the house with Grandma Vegan.
Here he go. I'm FDMG Feckles deadbeat beloved Feckless deadbeat malevolent grifter. People be coming up with some of the most funniest things. I'm gonna tell you what the original one is. I'm about to put it in here right now. FDMG. This is the original one. Family, money gone. Yeah, this was the one that took me out. But this is from many, many years ago. There's this one right here. But people be coming up with all kinds of feckless deadbeat malevolent grifter. Yeah. Thanks, Part B. Let's keep on here because we got to finish with this for sure. Did I text my wife back? Hold on.
Sitting on the couch.
Oh,
and Grandma Vegan says,
yeah, I told my wife because she gave me all these different flavors. It's too much. I just like plain stuff. I just told her, oh, never mind. The yogurt will be fine. There's this yogurt. It comes in these small. It's vegan, but it comes inside these little small glasses. Ouya or something like that. Ouya, something like that. But they come in these little small glasses. And then you can get it where it's just vanilla, but then they also have it where it's vanilla and then peach puree on the bottom. It's these little, they're real small like this, and that's usually what I eat as a treat. So I just told her she can get that instead.
Umar, you raising your voice. I think you're about to get violent.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I may have to call the police.
Here he goes.
I said, what the what?
Look at this guy. I think he's projecting right here. I ain't even listening to him anymore.
Enforce the order. It's a waste of time. You get an order on paper. No enforcement. No enforcement. So when we get to the house with Grandma Vegan.
Is that what it's called? Let me go look.
I'm sitting on the couch. And Grandma Vegan says, Umar, you raising your voice. I think you're about to get violent.
The grandmother? What is he saying? It's oi. It's by your play, but it's OUI. They have a vegan version, and that's what we usually get. It's spelled like this, OUI. They have the non-vegan kind too, but they have the vegan kind. Yeah, it's spelled like this. Oh, it's on Paramount? Okay, yeah. We have Paramount because I watch Star Trek is on there too. Let me see what he's saying.
I may have to call the police. Don't enforce the order. It's a waste of time. You get an order on paper. No enforcement. No enforcement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that goes
So
to, I don't know.
when we get to the house with Grandma Vegan,
thank you.
I'm sitting on the couch, and Grandma Vegan says, Umar, you raising your voice.
You probably were. I believe it, because you always yelling.
I think you're about to get violent. I may have to call the police.
Look at this guy. See, he's telling on himself. Hit the one. Yeah. He's telling on himself. Hit the one. Just like he's abusive. He's an abuser. And don't think that the grandma's not hip to the game either, because she's a grandma. She know what time it was. You was probably up there yelling and screaming, acting a damn fool like you did on the set. Don't make me pull up the setting rant. You was probably acting the same way. See? You told the other story where they were trying to get you out of the house because you was acting a damn fool. I wouldn't be surprised at all. He telling on himself. See? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, and remember how he did the Queen Mother? Mm-hmm. But Umar, I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to turn this around and flip it like he's the victim. Watch. I'm telling y'all right now. Yep. See this? I can only play like 20 seconds of it. Okay, here, just so that if people haven't seen it, most of you guys have, the setting rant is the best example it's the best example of Umar's volatility. He's unhinged and he's quick to anger and quick to rage. Now, listen, I'm going to just skip automatically. I'm going to skip to the 9-10 minute mark. Okay, I'm not looking for nothing. I'm just going to watch this.
And your bitch no money. You claim you got all this love and you hardly got any fucking money. How much you made on your GoFundMe, dirty nigga?
He rants in this video. He rants for 45 minutes. Let's go to the 20-minute mark. Here, watch this.
Keep my name out your mouth. You drew first blood. And I want y'all to be clear this shit. He drew first blood. I didn't call his name. I wasn't talking about the dude. You understand? I didn't even like the way shit went down up in New York on him. You feel me? I didn't even like the way it went down. Everybody knew I had a little ounce of respect for your ass because you do RBG. As I do. But I'm the king, nigga. You ain't. So I had a little respect because out of all of them out there, you're the only one who did the RBG. The only one. And now you're going to come at me? Are you serious?
Come at me?
See, this is what's wrong with y'all. Y'all don't know how to handle yourself.
Look who talking.
You could have came to me humbly. Listen, Doc, Sonetta cut me off. I'm broke as shit now. You mind if I open up for you and you throw me a couple hundred? I would have looked out for you because you RBG. All you had to do was come to me, right? But see, that Napoleon shit got to you. That inferiority complex you got to. Don't bring up no more fucking women. I don't want to hear another female shit out your mouth, nigga, because I will air you out on some shit about your personals. I don't want to go there with you. I don't get in men's business and you shouldn't be in mine. You understand me?
That's what he was really mad about. That's the 20-minute. Let's go to the 30-minute mark. See, I'm not trying to look for nothing. There you go.
And cause conflict. Cause conflict. You know why your nut ass don't want to meet with the elders? So-called tribunal. I don't know where you get that shit from because I didn't call it a tribunal. You know why Papa Smurf don't want to sit down and iron this shit out? Because his whole platform is based on conflict, nigga. What are you without conflict? Your whole platform is based on conflict. If you ain't conflicting with niggas in the conscious community, you conflicting with the European. And we must defeat the European. But when do you build? You fighting people in the conscious community. You fighting the European. When do we turn into the community and build? You just can't react to racism. That's all you do.
He talking about himself. Now, I'm just going to skip through real quick. Look.
You get muscle bound so you feel equal. Well, guess what? You can lift all the weights in the world and you'll never be 6'3", nigga. You can talk about my gut all day, but I'm sexy with mine. I'm fine. I'm cool in my skin.
Yeah.
I can get rid of the gut, but you'll never be 6'3". I can get rid of the gut. Big Papa, nigga. That's why I'm Big Papa. I can get rid of the gut, but you'll never be 6'3". You'll never be melanated.
Oh.
Bringing up women. Don't do that. Don't go there with me.
Damn. Don't do that, Umar. He said he's lighter skin. You can skip through any place in here, and he rants for like 45 minutes.
With no shit going on in New York, nigga. This is Umar Johnson talking for Umar Johnson. So don't bring nobody else in it, because I stands my ground, nigga. You should have never spoke my name, little dirty-ass midget. It ain't my fault your ass only 5 feet tall. It ain't my fault you only 5 feet tall. Fuck you gonna get mad at me, because you's a midget. What?
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So when the grandmama say she think he gonna get violent, look how he acting online. How y'all think he acting behind? Anyway, let's go.
I said, what the I'm sitting down. I didn't say nothing about violence. I didn't say nothing about fighting nobody. I didn't say nothing. I'm sitting down. Grandma vegan standing up. The evil vegan standing up. I'm sitting down talking about wanting to see my baby. And Grandma vegan says, Umar, you getting loud. You're getting angry. I think you're about to get violent. I may have to call the police. I said, deja vu. Mama Smurf part 2. Deja vu. Mama Smurf tried to get me locked up for something I never did use.
Listen, this isn't going to be happening over and over again, Umar, unless you're the problem. Y'all understand? Excuse me, y'all understand what I'm saying? He's the common denominator.
And fake pictures, her and her mom doctored up with makeup, when the real guy who bust the windows out and threatened my daughter's life, she never took him to court. Never took him to court. Never took him to court. Here I am sitting in my daughter's grandmother's house trying to establish some custody so I can spend some time with my child. And the grandmother says, I might have to call the police. And the grandmother says, I might have to call the police. And guess what I did, brothers and sisters? I got up and I walked out that house because it felt like a setup. I started to feel like they brought me to that house to get me angry, call the police, and get me charged with some type of, what do they call it? Domestic abuse or intent to cause domestic abuse. I didn't know what the real vegan and the evil vegan and grandma vegan was trying to do. I got
what in the world? Hold on, y'all.
Life, she never took him to court. Never took him to court. Never took him to court. Here I am sitting in my daughter's grandmother's house trying to establish some custody so I can spend some time with my child. And the grandmother says, I might have to call the police.
Look at him. He's still mad about it. Remember we were talking about how he living in the past? He's a very angry person. The grandmama was scared of your ass, Umar. Listen, you let some clown try to, boy, I tell you right now. Look how upset he is.
And the grandmother says, I might have to call the police. And guess what I did, brothers and sisters? I got up and I walked out that house because it felt like a setup. I started to feel like they brought me to that house to get me angry, call the police, and get me charged with some type of, what do they call it? Domestic abuse or intent to cause domestic abuse. I didn't know what the real vegan and the evil vegan.
I'm going to tell you that if the grandmother and the evil vegan, quote unquote, evil vegan, and I apologize for using the term, if they ever came out and told the truth about Umar, he would be done. But see, he's such a threatening, menacing force, and in particular to women, because he ain't going to do this shit if there's real men around. because he would have got dealt with a long time ago. Real talk. He would have got dealt with a long time ago. See, but Umar, he's a bully, and he knows he can bully these women. That's what he's attempting to do here. See, but if they ever came out and told the truth about Umar, he would be done. There's no way he would not. Because see, listen, he can barely even handle his older daughter talking and telling the business on him. Can you imagine his baby mama number 1 and baby mama number 2 and the grandmothers come out and spoke out and told all the business about Umar and how he was back then and how he was behaving and how he behaving today behind the scenes that people don't know about? He would be done. See?
And Grandma Vegan was trying to do, I got up out of there.
Yeah, he got
I got up out of there, brothers and sisters.
He's quick to anger, quick to rage.
So I'm not going to keep y'all too much longer. I have a whole lot more notes. I told y'all she gave me 2 different
Deja Vu Big Back Part 2. That's what they need to do. They need to come up with a movie. The next movie need to be called Big Back. Sassy Big Back. That's what they need to come. They make me want to pull something else up. I don't want to do it though. I do want to do it. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It's only about 2 minutes. But why don't we go ahead? Just for the fun. All right. Where is this at? Here it is right here. This is the movie.
Doctor of clinical psychology and certified school psychologist.
See, that should rename this Deja Vu Big Back Part 2. Thanks, TD Medical.
Is activist, lecturer, leader, teacher, professor. The list goes on. Author of Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. The one and only brother.
Peace and Black Power.
Make no mistake, Cleveland. Every time we put a child in special education, that school gets paid. Special education is a business.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell Pharaoh.
I see your Pan Africanism court.
Understand that the IEP is not an individual education plan. The IEP is an incarceration preparation program. The education of African children is our responsibility. Do for self, independence, African self-reliance. That's the spirit of Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio, with some Black Power noise, brothers and sisters.
Pharaoh! You heard me, boy. You better let God's people go. See, I'm coming down, represent like the ghetto Moses. They call me Ross.
Black Power.
That last part cracked me up every time. Black Power. The Soul Train. All right. Well, I tell you. So that's the movie. TD better enjoy. These nuts says he has a type. He the type to do 6 months upstate and be on the calls like never snitching on the prince, never folded on myself, put money on my books. His DIN number is FDMG 215. Yeah, he's something else. Umar wouldn't be able to last in prison though either, because he's really, even though he's aggressive towards women like that, he don't know how to deal with no men, and he will punk out real quick. He'll punk out so quick. If there were real men around, Umar would. There's no way that he would be online. I'm talking about real men inside of these baby mamas' lives that knew what time it was. Umar wouldn't get away with being online like that and disparaging these women like that. Not gonna happen. See, I'm not trying to disparage anyone. I'm just saying Umar knows what he can get away with. See, that's what predators, they're keenly aware of what they can get away with, how far they can go. See, and Umar knows that he can take this only so far, but it still has an impact because it's just enough to humiliate and to intimidate these women. And like I said before, they haven't said anything about Umar. They ain't said nothing about Umar. But if they ever did, well, it would be a wrap. If they ever wanted to come on my show and do a 2-hour interview, and they're more than welcome. Okay, I wouldn't have the daughters though, but if they wanted to do that, they would be more than welcome. He would not be able to survive that because people would realize very quickly that the common denominator in all of this sassy ass mess is Umar. He's the problem. See, he ain't trying to deal with no men either. See, he ain't trying to deal with no men because men wouldn't handle it. They wouldn't tolerate this shit straight up. Man, Lakers tripping. Okay, thanks D's Nuts for a super chat. We need to start winding this down because I want to do 2 hours and 30 minutes. Miss Iverson's a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then Red October says, men with far less resources have made a way to be in their children's life. He is making it so those relationships may never be repaired. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Umar, he's dangerous because he sets a very bad example and a very low standard. He sets a horrible precedence, too, for Black men to follow. I've said this in the past, and it's true. There are men in prison who spent more time with their children than Umar has. Furthermore, Red October, Umar, it's not like he can't get to where his children are because he's traveling all over the world. If he can get to Ghana and he living in Philly, why can't he go and see his children in Philly? How about that? If he can go over to, was he in Norway or something? Norway or I can't remember what it was. Someplace over there, Sweden. If he can go over to Sweden, he go from Philadelphia to Sweden. Why can't he go from Philadelphia to Philadelphia to see his children? Wasn't he in Australia? If he can go from Philadelphia to Australia, why can't he go to Philadelphia to go see his children? There's no excuse. See, he sets such a horrible standard. And you're right. There's men who haven't raised millions of dollars for a school scam that still make a way to be in their children's life. See, there are men who don't have 5 degrees, but they still make a way to be in their children's life. See? There's dope boys, real talk, that have been struggling all their life, living in the hood, coming up in that type of environment, but they still make a way to be a participant in their children's lives. But not Umar. He's dangerous because he sets such a very low standard and he sets a precedence that's horrible. See? It's just horrible. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good representation for what it means to be a man or to be a father and always complaining and always talking like he's the victim. You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be a masculine man. He said he an alpha male. How you an alpha male, but you ain't seen your kids? What kind of shit is that? The lions in the jungle, they spend more time with their kids than Umar do. But the savannah, the ones in the savannah, anyway. The tigers in the jungle, the panthers in the jungle, they spend more time with their kids than Umar do. See, it's not normal. It's just not normal. It's been normalized, but it's not normal. It's socially, it's been normalized that Black men, hey, it is to be expected. But I don't believe in that shit. That's setting a very low standard. See, and then what he's doing too is not only is he destroying the opportunity to build a bridge back into his daughter's life, but that's not what he wants anyway. But he's also exhibiting that to people, to his followers, as the example in terms of how we're supposed to be. This isn't how you're supposed to be. No, there's no excuse for this. Okay, he's a deadbeat straight up. Thanks, Red October. Laura Lovesmith says, I'm not a fan of Umar, but if the grandma did some shit like that to me, I'd be pissed off too. Yeah, but you're assuming that Umar is telling the truth, that somehow they're out to get his ass. I just played a clip of Umar and how he behaves. We can look at the SETI rant. I can pull up the Zora rant too. See, look, this is Umar, Lord Lovesmith. That's why people have to be careful. Umar, how he represents himself online when he's trying to play the victim, that's not who Umar is. See, him sitting inside his mama closet, holding the belt, looking goofy and musty. That's who Umar is. But the stories that he's telling and the narrative that he's spinning, it's not an accurate representation of reality. If Umar is if he's being belligerent inside the grandmother's house and she feels physically threatened, she has every single right to call the police to get his ass up out of there. And remember, he tells a story before in the other video where they were trying to get his ass out the house, but he didn't want to leave. See, that's Umar. See, so at the end of the day, we can't say that if a woman, a grandmother, the mother, or even a child, if we can't say that if they're threatened, then they don't have the right to call the police to get this motherfucker out the house. No, they have every right. If they feel threatened and Umar's being belligerent, get his ass out the house by any means, because you don't know how that's going to turn out. Now, real quick, check this out.
It got to do with me. Got to do with me. Napoleon. You got a Napoleon complex. You got to go extra hard. You got to fabricate this alpha male shit because you don't feel secure in yourself. I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read you? I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read right through your phony ass? You ain't warring with the cracker, nigga.
You see what I'm saying? Lord Smith, if you were acting like this inside of your grandmama's house, you mean to tell me that she shouldn't call the police to get your ass up out of there? Now, the truth is, Lord Love Smith, you probably wouldn't be acting like that in the first place. See? Let's flip this around. Let's say you have a sister, okay? And no, let's say you have a daughter, and your daughter's dealing with someone like Umar, who's belligerent like this and is aggressive. He has fits of rage like this, and he gets angry very quickly. And you're over at your daughter's house, and he's getting elevated like this, and he's getting belligerent like this. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit back and say, okay, let me go ahead and let him do what he's doing and berate my daughter? No, you're gonna deal with him, real talk, or you're gonna call the popo to get his ass up out of there. Real talk. See? Now, here's the difference. You're a man, so if you got to deal with his ass, then deal with his ass. But we're not talking about a man in this scenario that Umar's talking about. We're talking about a grandmother. So she has every single right, because she can't go get with him, if you catch my drift. She don't have the ability to get with him like that. See? So what did she do? She called the police to get his ass up out of there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. See? Now, if Lord Love Smith, if you was up in there and you weren't acting like Umar, and then they called the police on you for no good reason, okay, I get it. But Umar has a history of this behavior. In fact, let me give you another example.
Trips. Academics, I'm waiting on my sister Kenya. Got a screenshot your picture to me. This thirsty thought drops this interview with Tasha K. I'ma bury her ass with the truth. I don't know what made her pregnant ass go to Tasha K and do an interview on me and try to slander my name because I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. So she got mad and she ran to Tasha K and did a whole interview full of lies. Well, guess what? I got the truth. And I'ma bury your ass, and you know who I'm talking to, woman. The last thing you should have did was ran your ass to Tasha K. When that interview dropped, I'ma bury your ass with the truth. Don't you ever in your life try to tear me down, because I don't want you. Your ass was married and your ass was pregnant, and you had no business wiping the sweat off my face in the FDMG gym that day. You had no business wiping the sweat off my face in the FDMG gym that day. You was married and you didn't even say nothing. And you was pregnant and you didn't even say nothing. And you ran your funky ass to Tasha K. And as soon as Tasha K dropped that interview you did, because I ain't gonna even watch it till it dropped. I'm not even gonna watch it till it dropped. But when it dropped, I'ma bury your ass intellectually. Don't you ever come for me. I'ma bury that ass. So brothers and sisters.
Okay. This is how he's behaving online. Can you imagine how he behaves offline? Now, the difference is, Lord Lovesmith, I wouldn't think that you would behave like Umar. And you know whether or not you do or not. I highly doubt it. Okay, be real with you. I highly doubt it. But if you did, and you were berating, let's say, inside of your grandma, the baby mama, you had a baby mama, and you was berating the baby mama inside of your grandmama's house, inside of her grandmama's house, and the grandmama felt threatened and felt as if physical harm was going to come to her or come to her daughter or come to the baby girl. Are they within their right to call the police on you, on Umar? It's just if Umar was like, yeah, absolutely. Okay. But I highly doubt that would be your situation. See, So let me explain one other thing, because I was explaining this to another brother last week. Umar's crafty. He's a master manipulator. You should never conflate your situation or your potential situation. I don't know what your situation is, but let's say if you had issues, let's say dealing with child support, you've had issues with baby mamas, or you had issues with the baby mama's mama, whatever the case may be. Don't conflate your situation with Umar's. Umar's only trying to make your situation, or any of these other brothers who are dealing with these type of things, he's only trying to make it relevant to him because he's trying to do damage control. He's trying to rally black men to his side because he feels threatened by black women. But you best believe that as soon as he gets done with this, he's going to flip back into the mode, which he normally does, where he's demeaning and disrespecting you black men. And then he's always trying to be so-called supportive of black women until he gets into some sort of situation like he did with Tasha K, or with the conscious stripper, or with Zora, or with the pajama mama video. And then all of a sudden he flips. And then now he's chastising black women, so forth and so on. You see? Don't let him manipulate you into thinking that somehow he represents your reality. See, if Umar behaves like this online, you best believe that he behaves even worse offline. And if a grandmother feels threatened by Umar and she can't deal with him straight up, if you catch my drift, then yeah, she should call the police. What's the alternative? Let Umar get more belligerent and then something pop off where now someone's getting physically harmed? No, you got to do what you got to do. All right. All right. I'm just telling you, brothers have to be careful with Umar, because he wants to make it seem as if he's and thanks for super chat too, Lord Love Smith. He wants to make it appear as if he's the victim all the time. You can't be the victim in every scenario. See, and Umar's not, but he presents himself as the victim. See, but what's the common denominator in all of this? You mean to tell me that something's wrong with the grandmama, the baby mama, and the daughter from Umar's the first woman that he impregnated, and there's something wrong with the second baby mama too? Who's the common denominator in all of this? It's Umar. You mean to tell me that it's the conscious stripper too? Who's the common denominator? It's Umar. And Zora, who's the common denominator? It's Umar. Tasha K, who's the common denominator? It's Umar. Michi X, who's the common denominator? It's Umar. Okay, and I'm just talking about the women. We can also look at all Umar's conflict with different men. Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, Seti. The list goes on and on and on. Who's the common denominator? It's Umar. Okay, so don't adopt Umar as being a representative of your reality. Umar's reality is very unique to him. Okay, because he doesn't have love for other people, including his own daughters. See? All right. Thanks for super chat, Lord Love Smith, I should say. Parby says, this Pookie scammer has been on Roland, Breakfast Club, and Cannon, credible platforms. One or all of them need to follow up and disavow this clown. Yeah, well, Roland Martin has to a degree. Breakfast Club, they have him on because he gets views. He's controversial. You know, if you guys go and check though, if you look at his Breakfast Club interview, the last one didn't do too well, comparatively speaking. Still got a gang of views, relatively speaking, to like regular blogs or vlogs, but or shows, if you will. But if you look at him compared to the older videos, he ain't getting the type of views that he did before. See, but they only have him on because they know that he's controversial. He's going to bring a lot of views, so forth and so on. But they're not. I highly doubt that DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God has sent Umar money for FDMG. I highly doubt it. Okay? All right. Thanks, Par B, for being a member. And then D's Net says, play the part when he gets the fake goon car. I would have to find it. I don't know where exactly in the video that is, but I can find it. Yeah, and Umar continues to rant, and he goes nuts. Watch this part right here. Look at his face. See, this is not your everyday black man's who's having issues with baby mamas. This is not that. This is Umar as someone who's emotionally immature. He has very difficult time regulating his emotions, and he rants and goes crazy. Let's watch this.
This scandal involves a woman who's saying all kinds of things with her pregnant married ass. You 7 months pregnant, doing an interview with Tasha K about Dr. Umar. You 7 months pregnant, doing an interview with Tasha K about Dr. Umar with your Neanderthal booty, your smashed in booty. You think I want to look at that? Do you really think I want to bend that over? Do you really think I want to look at a Europe? You must have a
See that? He's spitting all over the place, saliva rolling out his mouth. That's what I'm saying. Laura Love Smith, that's not you. I highly doubt it. That's not you. So don't let him fool you, because he don't fool a lot of these black men up out here. See? That's not you. That's Umar. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find that part, but we got to get going on this video. We're at excuse me, we're at 432 likes. We're trying to get to 500. The likes been low today, huh? Maybe I didn't do a good job today. I apologize if that's the case. We've got 1,000 people in the building. If you're enjoying the show and you like what we're doing here, go on and hit that like button. It only take you about a minute. Excuse me, it don't take about a minute. It take about a second and a half. We're at 982 votes so far. Let me give you guys the figures. What is the biggest lie that Umar Johnson has told about his baby mama and mamas or mamas? 32% said they wanted Umar to marry them. 39%, very close. 39% kept him away from his daughters. 19% said tried to trap him in a love triangle. And 11% she gave up raising his daughter, which is something that Umar proposed. He was the one that gave up raising. He wasn't even present. He's something else. That's what you call gaslighting. Okay. So make sure you get your vote in, and hopefully we can at least get to 500. I shouldn't say it that way, but hopefully our goal is always 500. If we get to 500, I'll play California Love. Okay. All right, let's get back to it, because we need to start getting close to winding this down. Here we go.
Birth dates for my. She never told me my daughter's full name. I had to get it from court. She gave my daughter her last name.
No, he was absent.
And then Baby Smurf said that the evil vegan told Mama Smurf that we dated for 5 years. Me and the evil vegan did not date for 5 years. That's a lie.
Okay.
We knew each other for 5. We dated for 2. And she caught me up on a one-night stand 2 years after we stopped dating.
Me
and the evil vegan dated for 2 years, and then she caught me up on a one-night.
You see that? She caught him up. He's always the victim. It's something else, Umar. You a trip.
Stand to get back at her ex-husband 2 years after we stopped dating.
Okay, good. yeah. See, and good for you, okay? Because you know doggone well, if you was acting like him, you wouldn't be able to hold that job. So make that money, sir. All right, that's good. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go. Yeah, that's what he said. She caught him up.
So this is what I'm going to do. It's 8:42. I'm going to end this live at 9 o'clock. If you have a question, text it to my phone, and I will answer your questions about Mama Smurf. Or
he funny.
The evil vegan. My cell number, don't call me. I'm not taking no calls.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he said. I just think he's trying to find, what's up, Black Wolf? It's like he's trying to find a reason to be the victim. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. Umar is a real life reclusive. All this online character is all an act. You're absolutely right about that. See, he is. He's very much. Okay, we 10 more likes till we get to 500. Y'all let me know when we get to 500. I already got it queued up. Yeah, I got it queued up.
215-989-9858 if you have a question, if you need any clarity. This is only for my supporters. If you're not a supporter, I'm not talking to you. If you are a Dr. Umar supporter and you have a question, text my phone. I'm going to read your question, and I'm going to answer your question. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989.
Yeah, he's hot-headed. Yeah.
9858. Text me if you have a question. My supporters only. No struggle streamers, no coons, no Negropeans. If you have a question, text me your question. I'm on my.
Yeah, I couldn't find where he gets on the phone in the setting. Right? Anyone have a timestamp for that? I have it somewhere. I just can't find it.
I'm looking for questions. I will read your question. I have a question, 704 area code. I think that's Charlotte, North Carolina. Did she ever try to get back with you after court? That's a good question. Okay.
There you go.
Let me deal with the evil vegan first. The evil vegan put me on child support right after I stopped chasing her around when I became full-time caregiver for a loved one. Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about his mama. He's such a liar. It's ridiculous.
She's taken me to court for increases 3 times since in the past 6 or 7 years. 6 years. I've been paying child support for about 6 years for the evil vegan. Once I stopped chasing her around, she took me to child support. Remember, before that, I was paying out of pocket.
Okay, that was in 2017. So Umar, we're talking 8 years. So let's be clear about that. You've been on child support with that baby mama, with that child for 8 years, roughly 8 years.
Willing to pay out of pocket. I paid once and she didn't produce the child. So that was it, right?
That's not how it works, Umar. You don't pay to see your child. This is just ridiculous. Anyway.
But she still allowed me to go to meetings, school meetings and preschool meetings. And you know what I mean? I was still involved to some extent or another until about 6 or 7. I've been ostracized for the last 6. I don't know where they live. The courts don't tell you that. So when people say you should have went to the house, family court in Philadelphia is not telling you where your child lives at.
I know where she live at, Umar. Cut it out.
If the mother don't want them to. Family court in Philadelphia is not telling you where your child lives at.
You don't have to go to family court. I can tell you. Never mind.
If the mother don't want them to. So anyway, when we go to court for child.
See, what was the point? He turned from an articulate man to an erratic mental case. Yeah. I remember a video where he was in a suit and didn't use all this profanity. Now he's been doing this for about 10. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, self-made, the deterioration with Umar. Like I pulled up the video from 2006. And just how, I mean, totally different, 2005, 2006, totally different mannerisms and everything. I think he was still kind of crazy, but not like where he's at today. Yeah, he was very articulate. He wasn't screaming and yelling. He wasn't doing rants. He wasn't repeating shit over and over again. Another example is this video right here. This is, so the video, this video is from 2013, but I played the video from, matter of fact, let me just pull this up one more time because it's important. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's go to 2004, I believe. I think that's how, no, 2005 is how, no, 2006. But this video could be from 2005. But my best estimate based upon my research is, it's not even an estimate, but February 20th of 2006. So let me just do this real quick. So I was playing this one earlier. Check this out.
That they said we had a gene that made us more violent than everybody else over time and quite rapidly when you give people drugs, especially babies. Most of these drugs were designed for use on who? Adults. Nobody under 18 was ever supposed to be given one.
Okay, similar rhetoric, you know, to like, let's say in 2021, 2022, but he's not what he is today. He's devolved to an extreme degree. Watch this.
But a few years ago, the American Psychological Association and the Food and Drug Administration said now you can give adult psychiatric medications to 3-year-old black kids. Zoloft, Prozac, depression, black women, you have to be very careful about those because a lot of you are overdiagnosed for depression, okay? And what you have to understand is every last psychotropic medication that was ever put out in the market has been linked to what? Brain cancer.
Okay, notice he's not screaming and yelling and repeating shit and looking all disheveled. Okay, that's in around 2006. Let's go to 2013.
Your mama said you was flocking a flogger. What's wrong? I can't do that. I gotta, how you like school? Do you got a relationship?
See, he's screaming more, but he's not repeating shit over and over again. He doesn't look disheveled. He's wearing suits.
Shit with your dad, what's your after school program, who your favorite basketball player, and then the parents is coming in and saying, excuse me, sir, we paying you, right? For the past 4 meetings, you've done nothing but talk about what my son liked to do. And then I got to explain to the parent that therapy or building a relationship with your child who you ain't seen in a while is like unpeeling an onion. You got to take it layer by layer. You don't go straight in or you'll mess the whole damn onion up. Okay? I got the peel. And when I think he's comfortable enough with me, then I slowly start touching the reason you asked me to meet with him in the first.
Oh, this is the fuck. Boy, what? Something ain't right. Remember what he was said before he started talking this talk? Well, listen to this.
Son, I'm not going to talk about that. That boy don't know me. Hey, why you playing with problem? You never do that. Well, I saw him, you know, playing with his ding ding at night. I sit down with her son. I'm not going to talk about that. That boy don't know me. Hey, why you playing with your meat, son? Your mama said you was flocking a flogger. What's wrong? I can't do that. I gotta, how you like school? Do you got a relationship?
See, he's screaming more. He's talking crazy.
With your dad, what's your after school program, who your favorite basketball player, and then the parents is coming in and saying, excuse me, sir, we paying you, right?
Rubbing on his nose.
For the past 4 meetings, you've done nothing but talk about what my son liked to do. And then I got to explain to the parent that therapy or building a relationship with your child.
Okay, therapy is not built. What is he talking about? Building a relationship with, he's never been a therapist, but I don't like the terminology he's using here. Building a relationship with a child
who you ain't seen in a while is like unpeeling an onion. You got to take it layer by layer. You don't go straight in or you'll mess the whole damn onion up. Okay? I got to peel. And when I think he's comfortable enough with me, then I slowly start touching.
I don't like this shit.
The reason you asked me to meet with him in the first place. That's the same thing you do as a non-custodial parent. Remember, a good parent is a what? Benevolent dictator.
Wow. This guy. So this is 2013. This is 2016. Look at the difference.
I love who the fuck I am, nigga. Ain't no problems over here with the Prince of Pan Africanism. I'm straight. Why the fuck you looking at my chest for, you pro-homo nigga? What you looking at my chest for? What you looking at my stomach for, nigga? You think I waste any time looking at your nut ass? Oversized t-shirt wearing ass nigga, 50 years old still dressing like you in 5th grade, you dumbass nigga, suit and tie. Could you imagine this midget ass nigga in a suit and tie? You're already a fucking minstrel show. You probably look like a mannequin, bitch.
That don't even make no sense. I never understood what he was trying to say with that part. But do you see the difference, though? This is like 3 years later. This is 2016. Again, we could actually do a show, Self-Made, where we take a video from each year just to show what you're saying here. What was the point? He turned from an articulate man to an erratic mental case. Right? I remember a video when he was in a suit and didn't use all this profanity. Now he's been doing this for about 10 years. Has it been about 10? Yeah, it's been about 10 years. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's been about 10 years. See? And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. I showed the Zora rant. I can pull up the rant that he did against the Pajama Mamas. There's other rants. He called the woman that he was dealing with, she was a stripper. He called her a COINTELHOLE. He called her a maggot. That's not normal. That's not how, that's a black man. You got to be careful. Umar doesn't represent you, and his issues in terms of his baby mama issues and child support, all that stuff, that doesn't represent your reality. He just wants you to think that it does so that you would be on his side and support him with his bum ass. But that's not you. See, he wants to, that's the great deceiver. See, that's what Sauron did to the elves. See, he tried to come in and try to be an elf, and they thought that he was one of these elves. I can't remember if it was the Maiar or the what you call. I can't remember which one it was, but they looked up to him as being more than just an elf. He had a spiritual quality to him that was beyond what your average elf would have. There's different elves, woodland elves and hell elves and so forth. But the point is that he wanted them to think. Sauron wanted them to think that he was part of them. He's a shapeshifter, but he's not. That's what Umar is doing to a lot of these black men out here right now. Right? Same black men he's been disparaging for over 10 years now, over 15 years now. Okay. Thanks, Self-Made. But we really could. We can do a show where we just pick 1 year after year after year after year, and I'll pull up one video and we can see it as clear as day, the deterioration, year by year to where he's at now. Live streaming, struggle streaming, and in mama closet, homeless, being erratic. Yep. Thank you for the super chat. And good point too. Brandon, what's up? Brandon says, I would bet my bottom dollar that the court kept her info from him because he is a DV enthusiast. What's DV? Let's see. DV enthusiast. It doesn't say anything. What anybody know what a DV is? Okay. Yeah, domestic violence. Okay. That's what I think. Because because Umar's told many stories. Remember how he projects? He's told many stories where he say, "Oh, well, they think that somehow there was domestic violence." Ain't nobody saying nothing about domestic violence. You're saying that. So why are you saying that? See? Supervised visitations. He'll say now that he wasn't on supervised visitation. But if you go back to listen from the video in 2018 where he telling the stories back then, he dry snitching, real talk. See, that's what I think. I think that Umar was abusive, and that's one of the reasons why he's attacking. He attacked his daughter so diligently online, and then started to go at the daughter's mother because she told what the daughter said was that Umar was abusive to her mother, which I believe. I believe it. That's what I'm saying. If the baby mamas ever came out and did an interview and just told all the business, Umar would be done. There would be no coming back, and that's what he fears the most. It's not. Listen, Umar. He fears being exposed by women way more than he does being exposed by men. And the reason why is because he's done so much damage to women behind the scenes. And yet he's fooled so many women, like Sauron would, into believing that somehow he's a champion of women. See, that's what is even the idea of Umar opening up a school for black boys. His target demographic was black women, single black mothers. See? So his whole life has revolved around FDMG, but really what it revolves around is the exploitation of black women, more specifically single black women who have children. They're single black mothers. So if the same women that Umar has impregnated, if they came out and told the truth about Umar, it destroys everything that Umar has created in terms of the myth, the mythology of Umar. See, and it is a myth. Okay? That he's down for the cause, that he's down for black people, that he's a champion for you black women, that he wants to save your black boys, that he wants to open up a school called FDMG, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He wants to save your children, your boys from the school to prison pipeline, et cetera, et cetera. All of that crumbles. That's what he fears the most. See, so again, in my opinion, Brandon, I think that he was a domestic abuser. See, and I believe what the daughter said. Umar, if you look at his behavior online, and when he starts to rant against women, there's something more there. There's a deep-seated anger and hatred that he has. And oftentimes that translates to physical violence. And he has no self-control. See? And that's what we see online. That's Umar being at his best behavior, or at least he's trying to control himself. Can you imagine how he is out there in the streets in the real world? See? Yeah, so I agree with this. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. The other thing too is just because, let's say real quick, just because Umar, if he doesn't have a criminal record, don't mean that he ain't never beat on no woman. Or if there's no police report, that doesn't mean he ain't never beat on a woman. Who am I going to believe? Umar? He lies about everything. He lies about stuff he don't even have to lie about. Why would I believe this guy? See? Anyway. All right. Okay, we got the 500 likes. All right. We got the 500 likes. Then you know what time it is. Here we go.
By the bell, collar for the dreaming. To the rust step of this bed, that did the hoops screaming. Did it from money and alcohol, the feed of the best five ball, and jump, and so far. To the body, the rhythm died, to the collar, to the champion. That's right. He's a low man. Like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know that I'm bad on the no man. To the band, put it up on beat from Dre. To the root of the leg. From Oakland to West Side. The back down. Show me love.
He was really trying, though. He was feeling it too. Go on, Umar. You're doing a great job, sir. What's up, Derek? Shout out to Derek Ikes in the building as well. We got 1,000 people in the building. Thank y'all so much. We're about to start winding this down. We got the 500 likes. We got 1,036 votes on the poll. I'm going to close that out in about 10 minutes. We're supposed to be done, but we got to finish this video because I don't want to have to come back to this tomorrow. I want us to be able to get into the other video, and we'll get through that. It'll probably take us about an hour tomorrow. Yeah, Umar, he a trip. Okay. There was another super chat that came through. This is from Shaya. Shaya says, Umar is violent, and you have to lower yourself as a woman to be with him. Not surprised. The baby mamas are silent. Umar is a nightmare. You don't want to talk about and rather forget. Yeah. I'm sure that these baby mamas that they've thought about, at least at some point in all of this, coming forward and talking about Umar, but he's so threatening. See, and again, he'll do this to women, but he ain't gonna do this to real men. He's not. He's not built like that. He's an abuser. See, and he knows what women to target and how far he can go. Remember, I said earlier, because predators in the wild too, they know how far they can go. Right? They know how close they can get before the other animal can sense that they're there or smell that they're there. Oftentimes, these the predators, they're real smart. They don't want to be, is it upwind or downwind? I can't remember which one it is. But whatever the wind is blowing in, if it's blowing this way, then they want to be approaching this way. That way, if their scent isn't going to be travel in advance to get to their prey. You guys understand what I'm saying? So they know what their limitations are. They know what their strategy is. They know how far they can go with this. And Umar knows, he knows, because he's been dealing with these women to some degree. Again, he met the first baby mama when he started his graduate school program. Okay, and she was coming in as an undergraduate where he was messing with her. See, so he's known. Now the baby's 21. 20. Is it 22? Yeah, 22. I think about to be 23. That's based on what Umar said. But he's dealt with these women to some degree for an extended period of time. He knows what he can say. He knows what he can get away with. He knows how far he can push them to intimidate and humiliate them. But see, if he's willing to do that online, you best believe that offline is far worse. Yeah, listen, I was telling people that Umar had violent tendencies long time ago before all this came out. I told people that Umar has a temper, that Umar doesn't know how to regulate his emotions, that he's quick to anger, that he's very possessive, right? He start yelling and screaming and stuff. He's an abuser. See? So I'm not surprised by what's taking place with Umar now. I just think that there's some people, at least they have a misconception about this guy. See, but all of this was there. I mean, the SETI rant was more than what anyone should need. And in particular, when the conscious stripper thing takes place, and see how he responded to that. That should have been enough for people. Let me read this one more time. Umar is violent, and you have to lower yourself as a woman to be with him. Not surprised the baby mamas are silent. Umar is a nightmare you don't want to talk about and rather forget. And I'm sure that they would much rather forget about dealing with Umar. That's why they haven't come out. See, and if they came out, they know that Umar will probably try to mobilize his followers to go at them like he did with his daughter. He told his followers to flood his daughter's inbox, and they've been going at her. She's done videos to talk about it. And then Umar does the video that we're covering today and the video that we covered the other day. It was back-to-back videos. After he posts those, it gets to her so bad that she started having mental health issues and they have to admit her to the hospital. That's all anyone would need to know. See? So who would want to deal with Umar consistently that it's already gone through his abuse? Ain't no woman want to deal with this clown. See? And see that's what I'm saying. Umar Johnson's followers have to wake up because he's so crafty. What he's managed to do for at least a percentage of his followers, not all of them, because a lot of them realize now that he's I don't even know what the term is. Okay, but he has galvanized a group of his followers, and they actually believe the shit that he's saying, and with regards to the baby mamas and the baby and all this other shit. They actually believe it. See, but that goes to show you how much of a master manipulator Umar is. He's the great deceiver of our time. Okay. All right. Thanks, Shay, for the super chat. Okay, let's start winding this down, shall we? Let's get back to this video right here. Here we go.
The evil vegan still have feelings for me, although she's crazy in love with the ex-husband. I knew she still had feelings for me because when we went to court for child support and she had her black, feminist, evil, nasty lawyer with her, she has a very mean, nasty, evil, black female lawyer, the evil vegan. So when we go into family court for child support, the evil vegan comes dressed up in child support like she going to the Grammys. I thought she was going to the Grammys. I said, who in the hell dresses like this for child support?
You probably came in there bum like a bum, rolled out of bed for your mama closet.
I hadn't seen her though in 6 years. So the evil vegan got dressed up because she wanted to impress Big Papa, King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RB.
Look at this dummy. He's so stupid. That's not why she dressed up. She dressed up to put a positive impression on the court. What are you talking about, Umar? And then he started doing like this. You such a goofy. This guy's so goofy. We ain't gonna finish this today. Damn. We're gonna have to finish this tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna have to finish. Then we gotta have to come back on Thursday to do the video where you up there at these trap bandos. That's gonna have to be the plan. Because I got to put out the trash, and I got the recycle come tomorrow. I got to get all these boxes and break them all down and put it in there and all this other shit. This guy is nuts. You see him? This is ego too. He really thinks that every woman on the planet, she want him. No, she dressed up out of respect for the court. You probably came in there bummy.
Support. The evil vegan comes dressed up in child support like she going to the Grammys. I thought she was going to the Grammys. I said, who in the hell dresses like this for child support? I hadn't seen her though in 6 years. So the evil vegan got dressed up because she wanted to impress Big Papa, King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RBG, Prince of Pan Africanism.
This guy is so goofy. Well, he's crazy. What's up, D? D. Will says, Lenon, even with everything coming out, and if more starts to come out, how many of his brain dead followers do you think would still support? There'll be a large percentage. There'll be a large percentage. It's unfortunate. It really is. You know, and I would say, D, I would say that the percentage of people that will still follow him, even after all this shit, but even if more stuff comes out, and there will be, because he's always in some mess. He's sassy and he's messy. There's always going to be people who are going to believe in Umar no matter what. And that's what I'm getting at, D, is that's the people who are in the Umar Johnson cult. You can't, Umar could, I mean, I gave the example about a couple of weeks ago. Umar could live stream himself taking a shit on the steps of FDMG. He can live stream himself doing that. And then he'll tell his followers it wasn't me, and they will believe him. So there's nothing that you could, it's not rational thinking, it's not critical thinking. It's just they believe no matter what, they're going to believe in this guy, even if he's blatantly lying to them, and they've seen it with their own eyes. They're just like they've seen it with their own eyes, the SETI rant and the Zora rant. They've seen it with their own eyes, the conscious stripper, or him dealing with strippers. They've seen it with his own eyes. He was dealing with sex workers over there in Ghana. They see it with his own eyes. We did a whole breakdown of that for members. I couldn't even do that shit for everybody, because it's just some freak off shit. See? And they'll still believe in this guy. Okay. I've explained that there are different tiers. You know, there's people who are on the fringe. They don't really support Umar. They know he's a clown, but they still watch because they want to see the train wreck. And the opposite spectrum, the extreme, is the people it's the cult. No matter what Umar Johnson does, they're still going to support him. And then it's just different degrees of support, to the point where it's like just people who are on the fringe. They kind of support him, but not really, but they still watch anyway. You see, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who is a rational thinking person outside of the people because the people who are the cult dynamic, you can't tell them nothing. If they looked into this and they did it with the level of impartiality, if you will, and they use critical thinking skills and discernment, because the stories that he's telling, if you guys listen closely, they don't make sense, and he contradicts himself over and over again. These two videos that he released last weekend, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. If you go back to the 2 weeks prior to that, there was a couple of videos that he released, and you watch those first, and then you come back to these two, they're all types of contradictions. The stories don't even match up. Well, that's because he's making this shit up. He's lying. See? That should be enough for anybody who's a rational thinking person. But if they're part of the Umar Johnson cult, there's nothing that you can say to them. So the point that I'm getting at, and to answer your question, is, listen, there's always going to be a percentage of Umar Johnson followers that no matter what he does, they're going to believe in this guy. Just like no matter what Polite has done, there's still Polite followers out there. Nature Boy too. Malachi York, there's still people who believe in that clown to date. See, it's just the nature of the cult, of cults, I should say. All right. Thank you, D. Will. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're not going to be able to finish this up because I was trying to go 2 hours and 30 minutes. I need to be done in about 9 minutes. So what we'll do is we're at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. Let's try to get to the 1 hour and 10 minute mark. And then tomorrow we'll come back. We'll do a short show to cover the rest of this. And then we'll come back on Thursday to cover the main show. It'll be a shorter show too. So the plan to be tomorrow be a short show and Thursday be a short show too. Okay. Let's get back to this. I want to get to, we're at the 1 hour and 4. Let's go 6 more minutes. Here we go.
Okay.
And thanks, D,
So
for the chat as well. And Shaya, thank you so much.
Are you performing at the Grammys tonight, or are you going to the BET Awards, or
the
Grammys? The child support. So she got the child support. Then she takes me back for more money. We go to the increasement hearing. And the hearing officer said, "What do you want more money for?" And the evil vegan with the evil female lawyer, the evil vegan with the evil female lawyer, the evil vegan with the evil female lawyer said, "We want swimming lessons, horseback lessons, water polo, all these." It was horseback lessons, swimming lessons. It was a whole bunch of activities, right?
Well, so what? Wouldn't you want to be able to support your child so they can get swimming lessons, Umar, and horseback or whatever? You know, collected $2.7 million living in your mama closet. This guy. I wouldn't even live. Umar said increasement. Okay, whatever. Here we go.
And I didn't have a problem with the activities. Mostly stuff white people do because she loves white people. The vegans, they love white people. They love white people. I remember when I told her I wanted my daughter to go to Veronica Joyner's charter school, Mathematics, Civics, and Sciences charter school. Shout out to Miss Veronica Joyner.
Yeah, but you're a deadbeat. You're not even in her life.
I'm going to call you too this week, Miss Joyner. I'm going to call you. I need your help with FDMG.
Oh my God, so, cut it out.
Miss Veronica Joyner, who I love, respect, and I think is the greatest educator in Philadelphia history. She's holding a spot. She said, "Dr. Umar, your daughter going to come to the school, right? I'm the school psychologist. My daughter's supposed to be there." So I tell the real vegan, I said, "Listen, our daughter can be at the school while I'm at work. I get the check on her. Miss Joyner going to look out for her because she's Dr. Umar's daughter. She looked just like me. High achieving school, great charter school, one of the best schools I've ever worked at, tested at. Children learn at a high level. She produced doctors, lawyers, engineers. Best black charter school in the city. I'm not sending my daughter to that school. Why not? Because I'm not sending her."
Look at his face.
How you know it's a good school? So instead, she puts my daughter in the white Quaker school against my wishes.
So what? You're not even in her life, Umar.
She puts my daughter in the white Quaker school against my wishes. She puts my daughter in the white Quaker school against my wishes. She would not put my daughter in Veronica Joyner's charter school, even though I begged her to, just to go against me, right? So anyway, we at the child support increasement hearing. And she's naming all these activities. Credit to the white man. Credit to the white man. Credit to the white man. He said, "Have you been included in any of these decisions regarding your child?" Credit to the white man. Credit to the white man. Credit to the white man. He looked at me. He looked at her, her evil, nasty lawyer. And he said, "Have you ever been included or consulted on any of these decisions that her mother is making for your daughter?" I said, "Sir, I haven't seen my daughter her entire life. I haven't seen my daughter her entire life." Or up until 6 or 7 years old, when I was allowed to go to school meetings and sit on grandma's couch. I said, "This woman has kept me from my daughter, and she only wants me to pay money. She has completely cut me out of my child's life, and she..."
Well, that's two separate issues. What you do, Umar, is that you go to the court to get some level of custody or some level of court-ordered visitation. Hey, that's all it is.
Only wants my money. She does not want me to be a father to my daughter. And
I'm trying to stay out this chat room. Y'all crazy.
I'm going to mail you my decision. He did raise the child support, but not as much as they wanted him to.
Okay.
He did raise the child support a little bit, but not as much as they want to. So guess where I have to go the day after my baby girl's birthday.
Where, Umar?
The day after my youngest daughter's birthday, I'm back in child support because the real vegan says she needs more money. You know why she needs more money? Because my daughter goes to high school next year. You know why she needs more money? My daughter goes to high school next year. You know why she needs more money? My daughter is going to high school next year. And rather than let me be a father to my child, she rather go to court and get some money and keep me out of her life because she knows that they are not going to enforce the child support order if we get one. She knows it.
What do you mean if you get one, Umar? You haven't gotten one, so you don't know that that's not going to be that's going to be the case. You see this guy hit the one, we're done. But you guys see this? He's telling on himself. See, he's been spinning this narrative that these black baby mamas, that they're given a court order so that the daddy, Umar's bum ass, can see the child, but they're violating the court order by not letting him see the child, and they're keeping him out of the child's life. However, Umar just said that basically what he's saying, you gotta listen carefully, he didn't even go through that process in the first place. See, that what it shows that he ain't put in no paperwork, he ain't trying to fight or nothing like that. He ain't trying to go to the court to get an order in place for visitations or if it's for custody. Y'all see this? Hit the one. Let me replay that and we're gonna be done. This guy, he's something else. I mean, he always tells on himself in the end.
Why she needs more money? My daughter goes to high school next year. You know why she needs more money? My daughter is going to high school next year.
Orlando?
And rather than let me be a father to my child, she rather go to court and get some money and keep me out of her life because she knows that they are not going to enforce the child support order if we get one. She knows it. She knows it. Now, some of y'all said, Dr. Umar, if that was me, I would have went to the house and kicked the door in and got my child. And how do you think that ends for me? Let me go crash out. They've already threatened me with the police.
You already crashed out right now. Did I miss a part?
Mama Smurf already tried to get me arrested on some fake ass domestic abuse. Could you imagine if I go to their house unannounced and cause a scene? I go to jail. I lose my credentials. They will tell the police I threatened them, that I try to kill them. Do you know what these women would have said on me? These are evil, nasty, vindictive women with the full support of their mothers. These were two evil, nasty, vindictive, controlling women with the full support of their mother. I could not crash out. I cannot crash out. I could not crash out. Go to jail? What good am I to my daughter in jail? What good am I to my daughter in jail?
You haven't been an active participant out of jail, Umar.
What good am I to my daughter in jail?
Yeah.
And then one time we sitting on grandma's couch, and the evil vegan comes back from child support for the ex-husband for the son. Remember, they have a son. Both baby moms have two children. Both baby moms have two children. Mama Smurf has my daughter and a younger daughter. The evil vegan has my daughter and an older son. Situations are so similar. The evil vegan comes and she says, do you know that my ex-husband don't have to pay child support no more? I said, what you talking about? She says, we had child support today, and he told the judge he cannot afford to pay child support for his son anymore because he has another child. And I said, what happened? And the evil vegan said the judge canceled his child support order.
Umar, this guy, he's something else. This don't make no sense. But there was a part I was trying to replay. This guy, we'll come back to that part tomorrow.
After my baby girl's birthday. The day after my youngest daughter's birthday, I'm back in child support because the real vegan says she needs more money. You know why she needs more money? Because my daughter goes to high school next year. You know why she needs more money? My daughter goes to high school next year. You know why she needs more money? My daughter is going to high school next year. And rather than let me be a father to my child, she rather go to court and get some money and keep me out of her life because she knows that they are not going to enforce the child support order if we get one. She
He
knows.
lies. So, see, he says, if we get one. See that? If we get one. He never got one. This guy, he lied. We got to leave it right there. He lies so much. He contradicts himself over and over again. See, he was spinning the whole narrative, how he put in, he tried to get the visitation. He tried to go through the court, but they did a court order. But you know how they don't enforce it. And in Philadelphia, blah, blah. Remember you saying all this? Philadelphia, they let the women get away with everything. But come to find out, he ain't even gone through that process. He ain't fought for this baby because he don't want to be in the baby's life. Umar, you something else. You something else. We're going to leave right there. Tomorrow, we're going to finish up with this. We're going to do it'll probably be less than an hour. Tomorrow, we'll do a less than an hour show. I'll get up on here. We'll pick up right where we left off, and we'll finish this. In fact, let me just be clear about this. It's at the 1 hour and 8 minute mark. Okay, 1 hour, 8 minutes. We'll do a quick show tomorrow. And then Thursday, we'll come back and we'll specifically do the video. And it's a short video, too. So I figure we'll be here for an hour or two on Thursday. It's a video where Umar's out in front of the abandoned buildings. He's been gone for like, what has this been about? 5 weeks or something like that. And then he reappears and he just get up there trying to get money because the money done ran dry, which is what he does anyway. Okay, he ain't opening up those schools. He's trying to get money out of people. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. I did close out the poll of the final tallies. The question was, what is the biggest lie that Umar has told about his baby mama or mamas? 38% said they kept him away from his daughters. 31% said that they wanted Umar to marry them. 19% said one of them tried to trap him in a love triangle. 11% said she gave up raising his daughter. The first baby mama gave up raising the child. So it looks like 38% and 31%. The first two were the ones that were they were pretty close. Kept him away from his daughters. They wanted Umar to marry them. I think, in my opinion, the biggest lie that Umar has told, I think it's horrible that he said that she gave up raising the daughter. I'm going to go with that one because it's just horrible. That's gaslighting. She's the one that stayed and raised the child. Umar has been absent and abandoned the child a long time ago. So that's the one that I would pick. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. Thanks to the mods for handling this. For those of y'all, if you enjoyed the show and you haven't hit that like button, go on and hit that like button. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow with a short live stream and then on Thursday with a short live stream as well. Thank you guys again so much. And as we always do.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah, Black community activist. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny.
All right. Good quartet done
With the lights, so she's my sweet Josephine. Talk to my nose, this love has got it so raw.
All right, let's get on
Make
move.
it move, stepping out of control.
It's me against the lights.
What up,
So
Derek?
funny.
In the building.
Everything's so right.
Rolling.
That's smooth, so
Hey,
good.
you got a
No,
little
that's
thing
everything
about it.
wrong.
My soul,
Thank you for tuning in. We got you on.
See your eyes shine, she's my
Last
snow bunny queen.
Umar was grooving right here,
With
wasn't
the lights, so she's my sweet Josephine. Talk to my nose,
Yeah, they
this
sure
love has
did.
got
Something
it so
happened.
raw.
Kick him out.
Make it move,
Double
stepping
detox.
out of control.
It's me against the lights.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's so right. That's smooth, so good.
No, that's everything wrong.
My soul,
Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Thanks
See
for
her
tuning
eyes
on
shine,
in.
she's my snow
Appreciate
bunny
you.
queen. And with the lights, so she's my sweet Josephine.
Hold it.
Talk to my nose, this love has got it so
Take a
raw.
picture with you.
Make it move, stepping
Yeah.
out of control.
Let's see them snow bunnies.
Snow bunny.
moving on the floor.
Hey, this old
Everything's so right.
Black Mafia.
That's smooth, so good.
No, that's
Hey,
everything
say y'all.
wrong.
These nuts. You guys are
See her eyes shine, she's my snow bunny queen.
Yeah.
And with the lights, so she's my sweet Josephine. Talk to my nose, this love has got it so raw. Make it move, stepping out of control.
It's me against the lights.
Snow bunny.
Hey, Billy Jean and Christian.
That's smooth, so good.
No, that's
Yeah, I
everything
get
wrong.
most viewers from New York and second from Philadelphia.
See her eyes shine, she's my snow
Demographic.
bunny queen. And
Thanks,
with
Duke.
the light, so she's my sweet love to be. Touch my nose, this lover's got is so raw.
Okay, cool.
Make
Hope
it
you had a
move,
good
step
time.
and I'm out of control.
It's me and you tonight.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the car.
Thanks, Evan, for tuning in.
Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
Mama beat up my hot pocket. I'll be feeling bad for Umar Mama because she don't get no peace at all. Yeah, I was saying my main demographic is amazing for Umar videos is from New York first, and then second is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thank you all again for tuning on in. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thanks, Miss Ivy. I appreciate it with the snow bunnies. We'll be back tomorrow. Please enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you guys so very much. Cookie Quartet's undefeated. Love y'all, and I'll talk with y'all soon. All right, take care. Peace.